just giving himself room outside the leg stump, cutting this time. They'll come back for come out for a single. Nearly overthrows, 1 for 101.
Powerful arm.
Oh, yeah.
Xavier Bartlett, the man out there, looking into the sun. But, again, it looks like he's going to be subbed out. He's only bowled the one over, which was the first over, and he's done. So expect that X factor to be actioned once again.
So this will be, my calculations are correct, the highest bash boost score to chase all season through 10 overs. Here's Steckity around the wicket now. Short, slower ball. Cutting there was Alex Carey. An easy single out to Bartlett at backward point, who might be able to put his feet up in about 3 balls' time.
I know the Scorchers had a really good one, maybe about 103. The Scorchers had one. Liam Livingston went bananas.
We'll get our stats boffins out the back to have a look at that one.
Or not.
Tomo will be onto that very shortly. In again, Mark Steckity bowling to head. This one's short, and at his head it was sort of a slower ball.
Yep.
You get to just come down over the top of it. It was on him a bit early, or a bit late I should say, and he just turns that one to mid-wicket for a single.
Yeah, well bowled. I think Travis Head was coming down going, oh, you got me there. He was ready to launch it, and all the time, and it's very hard on the slower bumper. It really does hold up, and to get the timing to hit it, you can hit it, but it's just so much less power because you've got to wait for it to get there.
Steckity in again. He's employing the around the wicket line now. Carey just clamping down on that one to backward point, no run. Nice full wide line Yorker. That's where you want to bowl.
Yeah, that's better bowling. Yeah, and as I've said a few times, Steckity is the barometer of this team. When he's bowling well, one, he's taking wickets, and he's taken a truckload of them.
Yep.
He's second on the wicket-taking table.
18 this year.
Yeah, so he's doing exceptionally well there. 3 behind Jai Richardson, but he's right up the pointy end, second on the table. So
here he is again to complete the over, and it's just turned off Alex Carey's legs to mid-on. Come through for a single, a shy at the stumps, no direct hit. And that's the end of 10 overs, 1 for 104. So it's a big bash boost point needing to be chased, and we'll see if there's any X factor changes at the end of this.
Hi, it's Doug the Tradie. If you're a tradie like me, you need the correct insurance. It's easy with IMAR. They offer competitive premiums, instant cover and no paperwork. Go online, get an instant quote and pay the premium, or call an expert now on 13IMAR. You'll be covered in a few simple steps and ready to get on with the job. Visit imar.com.au today or call 13IMAR and get a quote, get covered, get working.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
1 for 104 through 10 overs. The Adelaide Strikers off to a very, very promising start. The 1 wicket to fall. Jake Weatherald caught in the deep at mid-wicket off the bowling of Marnus Labuschagne. After he dropped one the ball before, he went for 36 from 18 deliveries. Alex Carey's 44 not out from 29 balls. And Travis Head working into his return to Big Bash cricket very, very nicely. I'm joined by Bryce McGain. John Dono's my name. Bryce, 10 overs, 104. It's a solid start.
It's an awesome start, Donis. You're absolutely right. And the smiles in the Strikers lineup. Cameron White is the assistant coach of the Strikers. He's out there giving instructions. They've got the 12th men are out there. They're with the towels and the drinks. So it's interesting that Cameron White was the man who went out. It wasn't Gillespie. Jason Gillespie is the coach of the Strikers. Maybe he leaves the batting up to Cameron White, and what an astute player he is. And having played with him, his knowledge about the game and T20, very few have had that level of experience. He's been there. He's lived the life of the warrior. He's done it himself. He's played all around the world in T20, played at the highest level in World Cups for Australia, and a lot of T20 blast in England, and also Big Bash, and he's just a key player, and so he's out there to tune him up, and it's pats on the back, I think. 1 for 104 is a huge tick for where the Strikers are right now. Now the important part, and of course they've got a power surge to come.
Yes.
So that can really blow things out. There's 10 overs.
Yeah.
2 of them are power surge, so it could be a seriously big total.
Morne Morkel, it looks like, has the red vest, we would have called it in the AFL. He's got the yellow vest on. That's a surprise. We'll come back to that in a moment. Lewis Gregory into the attack now to bowl the 11th over. He bowls a full one to start to Alex Carey, who's driving out to Joe Burns at backward point. That's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is
unless
indeed.
it's an injury, unless it's a forced one.
Yeah, I thought he might have been a useful bowler. He bowled very well at Marvel Stadium the other night. But
Bryant in, Morkel out.
Yep.
There you go. Gregory in again, around the wicket, over the wicket to Alex Carey. Short this time, just turned down to the mid-wicket fence. So Xavier Bartlett might bowl a second over. You would expect him to anyway.
Yeah, well, he gets that opportunity now because he's out there. But Morkel was absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
In the game against the Scorchers. Three of his overs went for 5 runs. That's exceptional.
Yeah.
And another one for 10. That happens. That's really, really good bowling. 4 overs to 25 in the wicket of Munro.
Gregory in again, and he's hooked strongly out to mid-wicket. Sam Hazlitt doing the fielding.
So you wonder
for a single.
You wonder if it is an injury of sorts?
I'm not sure. I mean, he did a bit of fielding. He bowled the one over. He got hit around a little bit, but he 10 off his over. So, I don't know. He's sitting there with the yellow vest on, though, and they have confirmed that he's out. So, it's a strange one. Chris Lynn's also over near the bench. He might be getting something attended to. There's another hook shot from Alex Carey out to mid-wicket. Sam Hazlitt again doing the fielding. So he's digging him in here, Gregory. He doesn't bowl with a great amount of pace, 118 kilometres an hour. Sort of digging him in. The pitch looks like it's holding up a little bit.
Yeah, he does. And at that pace, and clever bowler rolls his fingers on the ball. So hard to get the regulation pace. He won't be bowling step hit at this stage in the middle overs.
Obviously, the English international comes in again. That one, it looked like a leg cutter. Just sort of cross-batted down to mid-off for a single. Misfield there at mid-off.
Yeah, I really think Carey was looking to hit that a lot squarer.
Yeah, he was trying to cut it.
And because it then held up in the pitch. Clever bowling by Gregory. He's done well here, but I've said it many times, this last ball,
Crucial.
it can make or break you.
Crucial. So 4 off the over so far. The Strikers are 1 for 108.
And Paul's onto it, just the SMS. What did the Scorchers score in their first 10 overs? That was 1 for 103.
There you go. Another leg cutter. This one outside the off stump, and he's gotten away with it. So Alex Carey had to just stretch a little bit to try and get it. After 11 overs, the Strikers are 1 for 108.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
At the Adelaide Oval, brilliant start for the Adelaide Strikers. If they go at their current rate of 9.82, they're expecting 196. Anything over that, 12 and over, could get them to 216. That's a fair score in 2020 cricket.
And that's achievable.
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely achievable. They've got some power hitting. Michael Neser in the middle order, and that's a bit they've missed at the start of the season is power hitting. They've got one.
Bartlett in again. This one, slower ball. Oh, and it's beaten even Jimmy Pearson as well through his legs. And they will take a single after Travis Head tried to cut there. He missed it. Jimmy Pearson missed it. The end result is a single.
I reckon Xavier Bartlett thought he was gone again.
Yes.
I thought he was going to, guaranteed at that 10 over, he was trotting in from looking into the sun out there and had a little bumble in the field as well. He bowled 1 over at the start. Oh, here we go.
Wondering when he can take his shoes off.
Yeah,
you know?
Going to give me the jacket now. Oh, jeez. They gave it to Big Mornay.
Yeah, wow.
He bowled so well.
Here's Bartlett in again. This one outside the off stump. Again trying to cut. Slower ball and missing outside the off stump. So a solid start to his over so far. First over went for 7. Xavier Bartlett.
That last over by Gregory, the best of the game.
Yeah.
4 runs only off it, 4 singles, and he did close it out really well. And they're just exploring just a bit of width here to Carey.
Bartlett in again, short and wide outside the off stump. He got on top of this one now. He tried to cut again, but it went more to a mid-off region. And they come through for another single, 1 for 110. Carey to 47. Travis Head, 23 from 16 deliveries.
So I think it is holding up just a little bit when they're bowling into the wicket and rolling the fingers on it.
Yeah. Partnership of 44 from 33 deliveries. Jake Weatherall, the out batsman, for 36 from 18 deliveries. Bartlett in again. He short wide outside the off stump and coming across the crease. There was Travis Head and hooking out to mid-wicket. Marnus Labuschagne doing the fielding. Again, coming outside the off stump and just trying to hoik it to the leg side.
Yeah, again, changing up the pace here. It's so important. The Strikers are getting a good blueprint. Hope the bowlers are learning from it because this is a good blueprint for what to bowl in those middle overs. Change of pace into the pitch.
Bartlett in again. This one Fuller outside the off stump. Not sure if that was a drop catch or not, but he got a hand to it. And it went to Chris Lynn at mid-off. Looked like a bump ball from here. 1 for 112. Head to 24. Alex Carey, 48.
Yeah, jammed down on that one.
Down, yeah.
It actually was heading down, and with those ones, it just jammed down and spun off the wicket.
I thought it bounced back to him, and he
parried it away. No, it spun away from him. Couldn't believe it.
Oh,
good over, Bartlett.
Yep. 4 off so far. Last ball of the 12th over. 1 for 112, the Adelaide Strikers. Travis Head on strike now, over the wicket. Oh, that's a good delivery again. He might only get 1 for that as it was bunted back down the ground. Couldn't get underneath it. And good over from Xavier Bartlett. 5 off. Strikers 1 for 113.
The massive headlines.
Nathan Buckley had a phone conversation with Adam Treloar. The senior group didn't want him around the club anymore.
The huge moments in sport.
He gets him away to 20. The Melbourne Storm have won.
And excitement.
Oh, that's a good-looking kick off the boot. You're kidding me.
Across every town and city, sport is the glue of our local community. Listen anywhere, anytime on the SEN app. The latest news articles, podcasts, live sport and more. Download the SEN app today.
Welcome back to Big Bash Nation, I should say. John Dono, Bryce McGain with you for our Queensland listeners. The Brisbane Bullets lead 28-21 over the Illawarra Hawks. They still the Illawarra Hawks?
Yep.
They are, yeah. Had a change of ownership in the off-season. 28-21, the NBL season alive and well. Marnus Labuschagne, the wicket taker, back into the attack now. See if he can pick up another one for the Brisbane Heat. Oh, that's a short ranker. Oh, no. He does have a wicket. I was about to say it was a half tracker. It was dragged down. And Travis Head trying to hook it into the leg side. He's hit it straight to Chris Lynn, under edge. Oh, no, that's a bad way to go for Travis Head.
Caught mid-wicket as he's got a half tracker. He's tried to launch it, got it on the underside of the bat, really dragged it down.
In the table, top 5 qualified for the playoffs.
He's tried to hit it for 6, he's got it on the underside
3
of the
games
bat.
left, including this one. Defeat in this game, and would leave them more than likely needing to win their last 2, whoever were to lose. Labuschagne back into the attack, in the air, and it's a second wicket for Labuschagne. And what a filthy ball to get a wicket. It's a half tracker, pulled into the leg side, and Head finds the fielder inside the circle. 113 for 2, he's gone for 25. Labuschagne all smiles. He knows he'll bowl many better deliveries to get wickets than that, but he does get the breakthrough. It's 113 for 2.
And this was my concern. I was going to make the point that I think they're just a little bit allowing Brisbane Heat back in this contest by not taking the surge. I doubt someone like Marnus Labuschagne would have been brought on in the surge. I think you just felt that these two were just starting to lose the sort of momentum they were building up, and it's a really disappointing end for Travis Head, because you feel, again, they could really driven this home. I mean, I know Phil Salt's coming in. He's a fine player in his own right, very good ball striker, but again, he's got to start an innings, and I don't know. It's very odd. I mean, Alex Carey as a captain, I think this taking a surge
17 now.
They've just got to be a bit straighter. Burns really square. They've got to be straighter and force the batsman to play squarer and open the face or close the face to hit it on the onside. So they've got the right idea. They're just a bit too square.
Alex Carey on 49 now. And that one's turned off his hip. That'll be his 50. Just a matter of how many they get now as he turns that one to mid-wicket. They just get the single. Alex Carey has 50 from 38 deliveries. Made 1,493 runs in his career. He salutes his teammates. So 50 from 38 balls and a handy knock. 2 sixes, 4 fours. Marnus Labuschagne in again on the middle and off stump. Just turned again to the leg side. They come through for a single. So they've tightened things up a little bit now, the Brisbane Heat.
You bet.
And through 13 overs, it's 2 for 118.
Red Energy is 100% owned by the mighty Snowy Hydro. And that makes us as Aussie as a barbie at Eastern Beach. We're based right here in Victoria and have been providing electricity and gas to tens of thousands of homes in Geelong for years. So if you want an energy company that's 100% Australian owned, supports Aussie jobs and is committed to supporting the economy, call our Victorian-based contact centre on 131 806 to make the switch today.
13 overs gone, 2 for 118 at the Adelaide Oval. Marnus Labuschagne with the 2 wickets. Jake Weatherald caught by Gregory out in the deep for 36 from 18 deliveries. Travis Head will be kicking himself. Missed a long hop, caught by Chris Lynn for 24. So 2 for 118. Alex Carey 50. Phil Salt just to the crease, 3 from 3 deliveries. More Mitch Swepson now. He's going to round out his 4 overs. None for 26 through 3 overs so far for Mitch Swepson. Bowling to Phil Salt now. That one on the leg stump. And again, just turned it to the leg side. Some mid-wicket. They just take a single. They might get an overthrow here. They won't. 2 for 119. No boundary scored for 24 balls. That's surprising, Bryce.
No, the last one was in the 10th over when Steckety got picked up off his hip. Well, it was off Head's hip for 6. That they've just turned it round. Little powwow with the coach.
Yeah.
He's given them a rocket at the break, and the last 3 overs, 4, 5 and 5 runs off them.
Here's Swepson again. Into Alex Carey, who's sweeping, missing. Looked like the wrong one again. Nice piece of work from Jimmy Pearson. Just spun past the bat. Dot ball.
It was a googly. Pitched on off stump and then spun away. Not huge spin, but enough there.
Enough. Loves to sweep, Alex Carey. See what Mitch Swepson can do in his last over. In again, bowling to Carey. Another wrong un, driven on the up this time. Another glorious cricket shot through the covers. He hit it with a lot of power, Alex Carey. It was in the air momentarily, but another 4 for the TAC.
And again, they've got the cover in place, but he's really, really square.
Yep.
That's heartbreaking when you get hit through that region and it splits your mid-off or long-off and the cover. You don't want to be hit through there. You want them to hit squarer to the sweeper with an open face.
Sweeps it in again. Carey driving on the outside half of the bat through point. And they just get the single again. So 2 for 124 now. Alex Carey to 55. Phil Salt to 4. Mitch Swepson, none for 32 off his 4 overs. It's been a little bit rusty, it seems, tonight. Done a lot of net bowling of late.
Yeah, it has allowed a boundary and over.
Oh, and there's another one. Phil Salt hits that a long way. A double-decker at the Adelaide Oval. Short, wide, and hoiked to mid-wicket for 6. Another boundary for the TAC.
Well, we spoke to him in the pre-game, and this has fired him up, I think. Chatting to us. Maybe having a look up on the honour board and looking at
number 13.
Number 13, player 13 for good luck.
Beam again.
Yep, he's lodged that for 6.
Oh, he got all of that. Just having a look at the Rapid Tune replay. Phil Salt into his work now. 10 from 5.
And I bet Swepson's saying, come on, Labuschagne bowls then and gets 2 catches. He was on a hat-trick bowling that.
Last ball of his spell, Mitch Swepson. In full. Better delivery, but tucked away again down the leg side. They want to come back for 2. They've run well tonight. Yep. They just get a single. So, after his 4 overs, Mitch Swepson, expensive enough, none for 39. And the Strikers, 2 for 131.
Red Energy is 100% owned by the mighty Snowy Hydro, and that makes us as Aussie as a barbie at Eastern Beach. We're based right here in Victoria and have been providing electricity and gas to tens of thousands of homes in Geelong for years. So if you want an energy company that's 100% Australian owned, supports Aussie jobs and is committed to supporting the economy, call our Victorian-based contact centre on 131 806 to make the switch today.
2 for 131 at the Adelaide Oval, 14 overs complete. So they've set a very nice platform. Oh, it's power surge time. Yeah, this is a very good time to take it.
It is indeed. 15th over. 15th and 16th will be power surge overs. And we know that the remaining 4 overs after that, they'll be going hard anyway. So this can really get that score up. It's dipped under the 10 and over with some good overs. The previous 3 overs, not the Swepson one, but the previous 3 have been excellent for 14 runs. So good timing, I think, for this one. A couple of batsmen who are in now.
So they can afford to take a couple of risks here, I guess, as well through this period with wickets in hand. I don't want it to get out of hand, obviously, but with Renshaw, Gibson in the shed still.
Yeah, and Michael Neser, for me, the power hitting, you need that, and they've got one in there batting at 7.
Mark Steckity to bowl the first of the power surge over. This one outside the off stump, cutting very hard, and it's going to go only to cover. Well fielded.
So it does play into what Phil Salt does. He's generally an opening batsman with the field up, so that they've called it, no doubt, with him out there.
Yeah. Well, 2 set batsmen, I guess. I know he's only faced 7 balls, but
no, he's in now. He's going, and he knows that he can hit over an infield here. Yeah. Slightly different to what it is at the top of with the power play, but the power surge, good timing for having
Steckity around the wicket this time to Phil Salt. Hits it down the ground, didn't get all of it. Another inside edge just to Max Bryant at mid-on. They come through for a single. First runs of the power surge. 2 for 132. Geez, they've got some power to come. Renshaw, Gibson and Neser. Would you be sending Neser in a little bit higher than 7?
They could do. They might even go... Well, it depends on what they want to do. They've got the left-hander of Renshaw to come in, so they might be thinking right-left-hander combinations to mix it up.
Alex Carey, 55 from 41 deliveries. Been a very nice knock, striking at 134. Phil Salt striking at 150, if you don't mind. Not bad. So Mark Steckity just changing the field again. They got 2 out on the offside. On the leg side to the left-hander, Alex Carey. Oh, he's lofted that one down the ground over the fieldsman. It's going to be a chase for Xavier Bartlett. He gets there in the end. Just didn't get all of it, Alex Carey. They come back for 2. Lofted drive down to mid-on.
And that's generally the area where they've had to bring up the field. Mid-on and mid-off are up inside the circle. Generally, they'll have a couple on the leg side. And that is the case here. So he's looking to get it down the field, play straight, really mishit it.
Yep. Steckity in again. Their 2 fielders are out on the leg side. He's going around the wicket this time. This one cross-batted through the mid-wicket region. Xavier Bartlett just sticking the one mid-out. Went past his hand. Again, didn't get all of it. And they come through for 2 more. So, I guess a reasonable start to the power surge with no boundaries so far.
Yeah, look, he is trying to hit down the ground, and the shorter ball, hard to do so when it's up about chest height. He's tried to hit it to centre field from a baseball term, just over Xavier Bartlett's head again.
So 2 balls to come in the over now for Mark Steckity. Around the wicket again to Alex Carey. This one full. Oh, he got an inside edge. The old French cricket down to fine leg. Oh, that is heartbreaking for Mark Steckity. Thick inside edge, trying to drive through mid-on. And that's 4 more for TAC.
Oh, he bowled it beautifully. The perfect Yorker.
Yeah.
Did it everything that he could, and it got an inside edge French cut for 4. Steckity can't believe it. I said he was the barometer. It's high pressure at the moment. The barometer's, it's rising. There's high pressure on now.
Certainly. None for 32 from his 2.5 overs. Mark Steckity in again to complete the 15th over. Around the wicket, short this time, slower ball, so held up a little bit, and it's just turned out to mid-wicket for a single. Alex Carey moves to 64. The Strikers, 2 for 141.
IMAR. We all know they're the tradies' mates when it comes to business insurance. But did you know that IMAR has window cleaners covered too? Insure your window cleaning business with IMAR and receive commercial and industrial cover for 2-storey, 5-storey and no height restrictions. Plus, receive competitive monthly premiums at no additional cost. Just a simple phone call and we'll get you covered too. Call 13IMAR now. That's 134627.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
Adelaide Strikers 2 for 141. Xavier Bartlett going to bowl the second of the power surge overs. In the end, not a bad over. The 1-4 was unlucky for Mark Steckety, but got away with it in the end.
Yeah, so Strikers would be happy to have 10 runs off the over. 2 for 141. So it's still under 10 and over, but
this is a crucial over.
Yeah, it's some pressure on the young fella Bartlett, but he's been able to absorb it.
So we'll see what he's got now. He's going to bowl to Alex Carey. Run rate of 9.4 at the moment for the Strikers. 2 for 141. Into Carey. Oh, that's a wide one outside the off stump. Oh, geez, he got away with it there. They come through for a single, but it probably would have been a wide anyway. It was miles outside the off stump, and stretching for it was Alex Carey hitting it to backward point.
Yeah, committed to get bat on ball, and it was a slower delivery, clever bowling, and then it just hung out there outside the blue line, but he did go after it.
You'd hate to get out to a ball like that.
Well, he nearly did. He nearly guided it like it is catching practice to the slips cordon, and the guys behind point. Got away with it, though. He's still there, 65 or 46.
That's your genuine slips catching motion there at training.
Yeah.
Coming in again, Bartlett into Phil Salt, outside edge. This one to third man, to Chris Lynn. They come through for another single, so a solid start to the over. Salt to 13 now. Strikers 2 for 143. So he's just got to execute his Yorkers here, I guess, in the slower balls. He's doing a good job of it.
Yeah, the wide Yorker in particular.
Carey on strike. He's over the wicket to him now. Short. Oh, he hit it just past the outstretched arm of Xavier Bartlett. And there's a chase on for Mark Steckety to the long on boundary. Oh, that looked close in the end. They come back for 3. 3 down there. So you don't see many of them in T20 cricket, but a good chase from Mark Steckety. So 3 more to the score.
Well, my heart was in the mouth there. You might have heard me gasp because he flicked it back. His hat fell down on the field just as he slid to tap it. If he tapped it back into the hat, that's 5 runs. So it could have been a very expensive bit of fielding.
Jeez, by the barest of margins there. Could have been very costly. So 5 off so far. Bartlett in again, full and wide outside the off stump. That's a beautiful delivery. There's that wide Yorker we're talking about. Phil Salt trying to clamp down on it. Couldn't get any bat on ball.
Yeah, good bowling. And it's a good ball because it's outside the eye line. So it's not always easy to hit. And if it's perfectly executed on the chalk there, and they would have a protection out of the sweeper out at deep point, it's a good delivery. And that was on pace. So that wasn't his slower ball. That was full pace. So he's generally probably about 135. Up to 140.
Bartlett to Salt, wide inside the blue line. Again, Salt let it go, thinking it was going to be a wide. And the umpire said, no, that's a fair delivery. Well executed again.
Thought it was off the plate and just watched it. No, that's a strike, that one.
Stayed just inside the blue tram track. So a very good over so far. Just 5 off it. If you can get away with just 5 off after...
Excellent bowling. Excellent bowling. Mark Steckety came over and had a chat. I bet Xavier Bartlett goes, hey, I got it from here.
He's in again. Last ball, short. This one hooked by Phil Salt. Didn't get all of it. There'll be a fielder running around. Max Bryant picks up at the mid-wicket boundary. And they come back for 2. So a successful over there. 7 off. Strikers 2 for 148.
SEN Track is the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. And each Saturday, you're invited to join the Saturday Trackside team. Be part of the banter, the fun and the expert analysis. And of course, there's plenty of tasty horse racing tips.
Get your pens, pencils, crayons and have your form guides be ready.
With Simon O'Donnell, David Taggart and the Saturday Trackside team. Listen via the SEN app and follow the tips via Twitter at SEN_track. Saturday Trackside, this Saturday from midday on SEN Track. The new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
Power surge has come and gone. And you would have to say the Brisbane Heat probably take the points in that one.
They're right back in this. And it's just because they've executed their bowling. I said the coach, Darren Lehman, got out there at the break and gave him a rocket and just said, hey, we've got to get this right. You've got to be executing a lot better than what you have. And they have. They've really sharpened up here.
Lewis Gregory into the attack now. Another slower ball. Hit straight down the ground with a bit of power. Fielder comes around. Steckity picks that up. And they'll come back for 2. So they haven't given away a boundary, apart from the French cut, for a little while, a genuine sort of boundary.
Well, that's right. That was just unlucky.
Yeah.
And it was well executed. The ball was perfect by Steckity, that French Cup delivery in the first over of the power surge. And other than that, that was the only boundary in the whole power surge. Well bowled to Xavier Bartlett in backing that up, just 7 off his over.
In again, Gregory. This one, it's flicked through the cow corner region. That'll be 6 more. We spoke about the lack of boundaries. There's another one. Alex Carey gets the score to 156, and he moves to 76. Still time.
Well, he's right on track for 100 here.
Oh, yes. That's another boundary for TAC.
Just opening up.
He muscled that, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. That was all just power. Just had to launch it over there. Gregory's a hard one to get onto.
Yes.
But he's got every bit of that.
So, Gregory in again, short. This one on the jump pull. The jump pull from Alex Carey. Had to get it up above the head. And they just get a single out to Marnus Labuschagne at mid-wicket. So 2 for 157. Carey 77. Oh, there's a feel of a big score, bigger score here. He's already on a big score. He's already got 1 T20 century to his name.
4 good hits and he's there.
Yeah. Gregory in again. Over the wicket now to Phil Salt, who bangs that one down the ground. Man there at long off, just for a single. So well executed over, apart from the 6 so far. 2 for 158.
That run rate has dipped down below under 10. It's been down there for a little while. They're just trying to surge it up now. They need to. Looks like a very, very good batting wicket, but some of the indicators are if you bowl into it and change the pace, it can be a little awkward to get the timing right.
In again, Gregory outside the off stump, cutting this time from Alex Carey. Schwepson out on the boundary, keeps it to 1. So the partnership's now 46. So it's been handy here. They've had 2 big partnerships, 3, I guess, big partnerships if you factor in the Travis Head one. But they have been pegged back very nicely by the Heat.
Absolutely.
2 for 159. Gregory bowling his second over, the last ball of his second over to Phil Salt. That one into the wicket, and this one dispatched for 4. He ran his fingers across it, and Phil Salt just turned it to mid-wicket for a 4. Another 4 for TAC, and that becomes an expensive over now. Strikers 2 for 163.
Red Energy is 100% owned by the mighty Snowy Hydro, and that makes us as Aussie as a barbie at Eastern Beach. We're based right here in Victoria and have been providing electricity and gas to tens of thousands of homes in Geelong for years. So if you want an energy company that's 100% Australian owned, supports Aussie jobs and is committed to supporting the economy, call our Victorian-based contact centre on 131 806 to make the switch today.
To go at the Adelaide Oval. 50 partnership up now for Phil Salt and Alex Carey. Alex Carey, 78 from 51 deliveries. John Donahoe's my name. I'm here with Bryce McGain for Western Union. Another fast delivery by Western Union. Send money overseas with their app. So 2 for 163 at the moment, Bryce. As Xavier Bartlett comes in, I'll get your thoughts in a moment. Bartlett in again. Another wide ball outside the off stump. This one dealt with. Cutting 4. Another boundary for TAC from Alex Carey. He let one of those go before. He wasn't missing out on this wide full toss.
Now, Bartlett, you're right. First ball last over he bowled was out there and it just went to the... Well, he just went to the fielder. That one there, he made sure he nursed it into the gap and got 4 runs. Bit of pressure on Bartlett now.
Carey moves to 82. Bartlett in again. Over the wicket. Outside the off stump again. Cutting. Fielder got a hand to it at point, so he stopped the progression of the ball. And they just get the 1. Carey moving to 83, 2 for 168. One off the text very quickly. Bryce, you might be able to answer. An inadvertent act by a fielder does not incur a 5-run penalty. The hat fell off as he was running. Is that right?
Yeah, maybe.
Is it discretionary?
I always understood that if it hit the hat and it wasn't on you, you're done.
Bartlett in again. Oh, outside the off stump. This one's hit over point through the air, and that'll be 4. Oh, Marnus Labuschagne did a good job out there on the point boundary. They'll have a look at this one. He was very tied up against the fence.
It was indeed. Back on the point with the hat. What would I know? I only played the game. I don't know the rules.
That's true. Oh, that is 4.
Yeah.
So he's pulled it off the rope. That'll be 4 more. Another boundary for TAC. Phil Salt with a 4. Lofted drive over the point boundary. So they're getting a move on now. And as they should, they've got the cattle in the sheds to be able to go big again here.
Haven't signalled 4, but I think his hand was in touch.
Yeah.
I think it's moved.
The other angle.
Look at the dent on the... it just pushes down.
The other angle, this angle here, you can see almost the ball and the fingers meet the rope at the same time.
The little foam padding over the rope it is. The little advertising hoarding. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 4.
And he's signalled, so a boundary for TAC there to Phil Salt.
2 boundaries for the over now.
Yeah.
They'll just keep going.
Oh, they've only given it as a single on the screen we've got here, but another lofted, what do you call that, hook over the keeper's head. Short ball from Bartlett. Yeah, tried to take on the hook shot and it's skied over the wicketkeeper's head for a 2.
Yeah, fortunate. Salt is a good puller of the ball. So that's in his wheelhouse. He just got a bit of a top edge on that and it went away. Often they go away for 4, but it was that thick it just sort of stood up and ballooned a bit.
Previous ball was 4, so 2 boundaries off the over so far. In again, outside the off stump. He's hooked that one long. Oh, it's going to be out. Caught it long on. Max Bryant getting on the end of it. He didn't get all of the hook shot. And Phil Salt goes for 26. Xavier Bartlett with the wicket. Dug it in, slower ball. He tried to get all of it straight down the ground and the Brisbane Heat come away with a wicket.
26 off 17. It was a good innings. Striking at 150 and he's done his job. He's accelerated through towards the end.
Certainly a very good innings as Ryan Gibson comes to the crease. He's got something about him, this bloke. He's got a bit of power behind him.
Yeah, he does.
Haven't heard much about him throughout the season, but he's a handy player for them.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, good power hitter, strong boy. And he'll need to do every bit of that to keep back ending this innings. The important thing now is not try and take on too much of that. He needs to just hand it over to Carey.
Yeah.
That's all his job is now. He's got to run hard, keep getting Carey back on strike.
3 for 174. Xavier Bartlett with his first wicket. He just aborts mission there. He's got 1 for 29. So this will be the last ball of his spell after we expected he'd be the one to be subbed out. He's ended up bowling not a bad little spell here of 1 for 29 so far, Bryce.
Yeah, he's doing really well. Really good bowling for the young man.
In for his last ball, short, slower ball outside the off stump. Cutting there is Alex Carey. He cuts to cover and they'll take a single. Alex Carey to 84. The Strikers, 3 for 176.
The major moments in sport.
AFL Grand Final, we played at the Gabba.
Individual brilliance.
Martin's got it. He scored. He shoots. It's the stuff of legend. Don't tell me.
Inspiration.
State of Origin series is won by Queensland.
Across every town and city, sport is the glue of our local community. Listen anywhere, anytime on the SEN app. The latest news articles, podcasts, live sport and more. Download the SEN app today.
2 overs left for the Adelaide Strikers and they've got a very nice score on the board at the moment. 3 for 175. Alex Carey, 84 from 54. Ryan Gibson just to the crease. Xavier Bartlett finishes with 1 for 30 from his 4 overs. And this one is spanked through the covers. That'll be 4 more. Off the back foot, if you don't mind. Wildermuth gave him a bit of width, and Alex Carey punished him.
It was just an incredible shot. Weight on the back foot. Not quite as extravagant as a Richie Richardson leaning back, but it was nearly close to it. He wanted that line, and he attacked that boundary through the cover region.
Just having a look at the Rapitoon replay, he sort of gave himself room on the front foot, pointed it down the pitch, and came through the line of the ball. So he moves to 88 now, Alex Carey. Wildermuth in again over the wicket. This one lofted up over. Oh, it's just going to fall short of Mark Steckety at mid-off. A long off down there. So he's getting away with a couple here. He moves to 89 from 56 deliveries. 3 for 180 now. The Adelaide Strikers.
Now Gibson's got to have his zone where he wants to go to. And then if he can't, he's got to get one and keep getting Carey back on strike. Carey on 89 now. Just 2 good hits away from 100. And he deserves it. It's been a ripping knock. He struck the ball well.
Wildermuth a bit expensive tonight so far. He had that one over that went for 16. So none for 27 through 2.2. This one in. Oh, it's ramped by Gibson. This might be out. Fielder's coming around. It is out. Chris Lynn on the end of it. So a first ball duck, trying to get inventive there, Ryan Gibson. And he perishes as quickly as he got to the crease. A big wicket there for the Heat. More importantly, it gets Alex Carey on strike again.
He just caught it square leg as he went for the ramp. There was no pace on it. It went straight up in the air. Chris Lynn called out the keeper, said, no, I've got this one. Jimmy, don't worry. And he's on his way for a golden duck.
He is. So we talked about his power, and we didn't get to see it there as Matt Renshaw struts to the crease now. So they are keeping Michael Nessa in the shed a little bit longer. But this man can certainly strike a cricket ball, striking at 107 this year, 195 runs, an average of 17.
And hasn't really come into this circumstance.
No.
To back end an innings.
He's opened, he's batted middle order, he's batted 3. See what he's got with...
And a shout out to all the cricketers coming home from cricket training.
Yes.
Tuning in. Hope you had a good session.
Well, we both probably should have been tonight, Bryce.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we should have been.
Big weekend of cricket coming up, no doubt, for everyone. Finals calculations coming into it in local cricket as well.
Yes.
Here's Jack Wildermuth in again, bowling to Alex Carey on 89. Short, wide, outside the off stump. That one's got to be a wide. It is. Just tried to roll his fingers across that one and just kept travelling outside the off stump.
Yeah, it did. Bowled it into the wicket, the slower bumper he was looking for, but it actually gripped and then just kept going wider and wider.
Alex Carey will like to have another crack at that one. Just let it go outside the off stump. He did chase it.
Yeah, I don't mind that delivery, actually. That slower bumper.
If he can execute.
Yes. Yeah, you don't want to bowl it as a wide.
No. 18.3 overs bowled. 4 for 181. In again, Alex Carey. Oh, he just whips that off his legs. That's a glorious cricket shot. That'll go for 4 more. Another boundary for the TAC. He tucked him up on his pads and Carey just whipped it through to square leg for 4. Nice shot.
A real wristy shot, wasn't it? He just worked it away. He wanted to get it fine.
Wrist work was phenomenal.
Yeah, and he really got it round and powerfully too.
Looking at the Rapitoon replay there.
Terrific skill. Wildermuth can't believe it because it was at probably middle and leg.
They were Virat Kohli wrists.
Yeah.
93 now. He's got another opportunity here in full. Slower ball on the leg stump. Just has to push that one down the ground. They do come back for 2. Clever running there. Matty Renshaw dives at the non-striker's end. He was running to the danger end. And another 2 there. And Alex Carey 5 off his second century.
And Renshaw doing exactly what he needs to do. If he got run out there, it wouldn't have mattered.
No.
Because Carey is still back on strike. He was definitely going to the danger end. And he just committed to doing it, doing what the team needed. And that's getting Carey on strike here. Not only for his 100, but to maximise the total here. They need to get over 200. They're on target.
Last ball of the 19th over. Carey digging one out. Hits it to cover. And come through for a single. He'll retain the strike with 4 to go for his century. 1 over left. And the Strikers 4 for 188.
Hey, it's Matt McKeldin.
And I'm Steve Johnson.
And we're the hosts of The Driver's Seat, Australia's #1 motorsport radio show.
Each week we go through all the big news stories and chat to some of the biggest names in supercars.
Here with Mark Winterbottom.
We're pumped, ready to go.
Davey Reynolds here.
We've got a Sonic the Hedgehog phone cover. It's mad, eh?
Jamie Whincup, welcome back to The Driver's Seat.
Feels good to be back.
Plus, you can catch up and get all the exclusive interviews first on the Driver's Seat app.
Get radio's #1 motorsport show on your smartphone. Thanks to Kubota, Building Australia.
Just been informed by the boffins out the back there. Alex Carey's highest score is 100 on the nose against the Hurricanes in 2018. Thank you, Michael Thompson. So he's on track to better that. He needs 4 runs to get to his century. High score in BBL 10, Marcus Stoinis, 97 not out from 55.
First 100 of this big bash. Dean was onto it. Thanks for texting that in.
We saw Ben McDermott come ever so close the other night in a blistering innings. It's going to be Jack. No, Wildermuth just bowled that last over. Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Steckity into the attack to bowl the final over. In. He's hit it to the fine leg boundary. It'll go for a boundary. Another century for Alex Carey. His second. A beautiful lap to the fine leg fence brings up ton number 2 for the Australian one-day wicketkeeper. And the crowd goes wild at the Adelaide Oval. A brilliant knock from 60 deliveries.
It was. Terrific strike rate. He's paced it nicely. He's faced half the innings. Well, a little over half the innings. And to get 100, he's just kept ticking it along. Good cricket shots, not too risky. He's a fine player.
He's got more to come, no doubt. Steckity in again. This one full outside the off stump. A lofted drive to mid-off. And Xavier Bartlett comes around and does the work. So he's now got his highest score in Big Bash cricket. 101.
Yeah, he has. And the Strikers chant goes up. And at the Adelaide Oval, this is exciting stuff. 193 is a really big total. Yeah. It's going to take some chasing.
Oh, yeah.
But they would love to get over that 200. It's nearly a psychological barrier to know that right from the first ball, you've got to go at 10s, and that can apply the pressure.
Renshaw on strike now, hooking to the mid-wicket boundary. Oh, it's a bit of a misfield out there from Mitch Swepson. So Renshaw has 2 on the board. 4 for 195.
And it was nearly a strategic misfield to get the new batsman back on strike. I don't know. I don't think it was, because Swepson was a bit dirty on himself, but it worked out well, and I think Mark Steckity gave it a big round of applause, the clap above the head, like, thank you very much. I don't have to bowl to the guy on 100.
Oh, it's a very good score. What's Matt Renshaw got in store for the third ball of the over? Short. This one hooked again. Didn't get all of it. It's going to go out to Mitch Swepson at mid-wicket once more. They come back for a single. 4 for 196.
No strategic misfield there, just to parry it away and just they'd be happy with 2s off a ball, each ball here, rather than have Carey on strike on 101 not out. 2 balls to go.
2 balls left. 4 for 196 now. It's been a great innings so far from the Strikers. It's going to take some chasing. You imagine Chris Lynn would have to be involved in a big way if they're to get this. Steckity in again. This one on the hip of Alex Carey. They go up and appeal. Oh, he's been given out. I don't think we thought that was out either, and it sort of looked like it just flicked the hip. But unfortunately, the innings comes to an end. The umpire said yes, you gloved it, and Alex Carey forced to go for 101. A brilliant knock from 62 rocks. He's not happy.
No, he's not happy, and that's really unfortunate.
Let's have a look at the Rapitoon replay here.
He went to pull it away. It's hit him on the bicep as it's gone down the leg side.
Oh, yeah.
And a long way from bat and glove. And as the appeal went up, he was actually shaking his head going, no, that's my bicep. Oh. But unfortunately, he's on his way.
I don't even think the bowler was all that interested in...
Not at all.
In that one.
No.
I think it was more Jimmy Pearson behind the stumps who went up with a big appeal. So that's a tough blow.
Yeah, we might have to put it on the list of errors again. How easy would it be on a review on that? You just go, let's go to the broadcaster, third umpire. No, definitely not out. Yeah. Stay in there.
Take your 30 seconds, if that.
But no time. As soon as it happened, we knew in under 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Wrong decision. Nope. We'll fix that one up, and that's what we need to do. Umpire, fix that one up. Job done.
5 for 196. Last ball of the over. Michael Nessa, the new batsman. Can he clear the fence here? He doesn't. He just turns that one through a hook shot onto the leg side. Out to Lewis Gregory on the square leg fence. And the Adelaide Strikers 20 overs come to an end. 5 for 197. And the story of it, Alex Carey with a gutsy knock of 101.
101 of 62 deliveries, and it was superb. They've got this right in play now. This is going to take some chasing, as we said. 198 is the target.
5 for 197. And it's going to take some chasing, as you said. The bash boost point, well, they need 104. And that's the least of their worries, I would have thought, Bryce. We'll be back with more on the other side of the break. We'll have a look at the innings in its totality. But 5 for 197, the Adelaide Strikers. John Donohoe and Bryce McGain with you on Big Bash Nation.
NFL on SEN. Hear the biggest games live every Monday morning from 5 on 1593 SEN Track.
Red Energy is 100% owned by the mighty Snowy Hydro. And that makes us as Aussie as a barbie at Eastern Beach. We're based right here in Victoria and have been providing electricity and gas to tens of thousands of homes in Geelong for years. So if you want an energy company that's 100% Australian owned, supports Aussie jobs and is committed to supporting the economy, call our Victorian-based contact centre on 131 806 to make the switch today.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
The Sounding Board with Craig Hutchison and Damien Barrett. It's sport, it's the media, it's talking about the issues that matter.
Tony Abbott chimed in and said he'd, quote unquote, never leaked details of cabinet discussions to News Corp. So there's some funny things there to unpack, don't I?
Never again, Tony.
He could have said anything other than I didn't leak. And people would have believed it. Here's the thing about leaking. Half the time people leak, they don't actually realise they're leaking. They don't have the self-identification that they have just said something they shouldn't have said. Can they be trusted? When you bring that many tennis players in who are that answerable to themselves generally and respectfully speaking, a relatively selfish sport.
Absolutely they are.
How do you trust that they will live to the conforms of our community the entire time they're here? Like, it's one thing to put AFL players in a hut. It's another thing to put freewheeling, high-rolling tennis players.
For Drinkwise, stay safe, and if you're choosing to drink, please Drinkwise. The Sounding Board with Hutchie and Damo. Subscribe and listen today wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Matt McKeldin.
And I'm Steve Johnson.
And we're the hosts of The Driver's Seat, Australia's #1 motorsport radio show.
Each week we go through all the big news stories and chat to some of the biggest names in supercars.
Here with Mark Winterbottom.
We're pumped, ready to go.
Davey Reynolds here.
We've got a Sonic the Hedgehog bone cover. It's mad as.
Jamie Whincup. Welcome back to The Driver's Seat. Feels good. Feels good to be back.
Plus, you can catch up and get all the exclusive interviews first on the Driver's Seat app.
Get radio's #1 motorsport show on your smartphone. Thanks to Kubota, building Australia.
Historic victories. Richmond win their third premiership in 4 years. Heartbreak.
From the Australian Grand Prix, just want to say sorry to our fans. The event can't go ahead.
And jubilation.
Driving clear. Johnny Get Angry's going to do it for Dennis. Johnny Get Angry wins the Victoria Derby.
Across every town and city, sport is the glue of our local community. Listen anywhere, anytime on the SEN app. The latest news articles, podcasts, live sport and more. Download the SEN app today.
Hi.
And the things that they will pick up on this tour, like those pressure points, within the games, but also developing their game against spin, will hold them in such good stead long term as well. Whether it's day 5 in a test match at home or in Australia, being aware of how you want to play in extreme conditions is, they're all lessons that you can take from a tour like this, and it's a great opportunity for guys to gain valuable experience that
we heard that in the highlights package. Look, he just batted beautifully. It was just superb, and he played to his strengths. Terrific innings.
Absolutely. And
a lot of love off the SMS as well, like tons of it. Did he play any AFL games? No, he didn't. No,
he was
AFL
on the GWS
games.
list there initially when they came into the competition in 2012, but left very quickly and chose to go and play cricket. So didn't play any games.
Yeah, and so will he be the next wicketkeeper for Australia? Absolutely. I think he's right in the money there. Alex Carey, bloody brilliant, great knock. Nick from Newcastle. Dean with the other one there saying he'll keep for Australia. A terrible way for Carey to go as well. Yeah, it was unfortunate. And as we said, we can fix those things up pretty quick, can't we?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, they talk a lot about how much it's going to cost. And as you said, there's a basic package, I'm sure, that you can buy that says, well, he didn't hit that, and it's called just a camera.
Yeah,
they have enough cameras there that they can see that's hit him on the forearm or the bicep, and you can overturn that decision very easily.
Yeah, exactly, and that would stop a majority of the howlers we've seen, I think. The vision just shows it. You don't have to have all the Hawkeye and the tracking and the Snicko and the hotspot. Don't worry, you can park all that. That's pretty expensive stuff. We get it. It's high-tech stuff. Even just the vision, you go, oh, that's definitive. Not out. Let's fix that. And all it takes is for us we could do the job. We could be the third man.
Correct.
Not out. Fix the decision. And it's done. There you go.
That was a nice little impression of the the third umpire.
Yeah.
Catch bizcover.com.au and BizSave on your business insurance. There you go. Bryce McGain, the third umpire. Bryce, have you got a play of the day so far? I imagine that it will involve Alex Carey. It's for Drinkwise, so don't miss. You won't miss your moment if you Drinkwise.
Reckon it will. 100 in the last over. Fantastic. He got there, and it was a superb knock. He's really held this together, steered the ship all the way through from the first ball right to nearly the last ball. Terrific knock.
Absolutely. I agree. I think even one of his shots that he just whipped off his pads for 6, I thought.
Power wrists.
That is a beautiful cricket shot. So that's my play of the day as well. The leading wicket taker for the first innings for Henley Holmes. Transparent pricing, no spin. Well, that goes the way of Marnus Labuschagne, 2 for 20 from 2 overs. And they weren't the best deliveries you'll ever bowl.
He was on a hat-trick.
He was on a hat-trick
of 2 half-trackers.
Yeah. What would you call that display of leg spin bowling that you saw from Marnus Labuschagne?
Well, look, he just dragged him down in the wicket, and there was a couple of miss-hits. That's how it worked. And
Travis had to be kicking himself.
Well, the one that would be kicking himself is Mitchell Swepson. He didn't bowl any of those and got belted. So, not belted, but, he got hit for some boundaries but didn't get any wickets. So, lucky to him, a couple of wickets.
Absolutely. We know who the leading run scorer for the first innings is, all thanks to Henley Holmes, batting for first home buyer since 1989. If you are just joining us, that was Alex Carey. 101 from 62 deliveries, 3 sixes and 10 fours. And it's the first BBL century of BBL 10. We've had a couple of guys go close. Marcus Stoinis, 97. I think Ben McDermott made 96, I believe, the other night. So we've had a couple of close ones, but finally we ticked over.
Yeah, we did. And, super innings. And to think that, look, the fielding was true. There were no real... I can't think of any drop catches. Labuschagne.
Labuschagne dropped one off his own bowling,
That was a bit costly.
Well, he got him the next ball, though. He got a wicket the very next ball.
Yeah, was it Head that he...
It was the first wicket.
It was Carey, wasn't it?
Weatherall.
Oh, Weatherall.
It was Weatherall, yeah.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, so he got a wicket the next ball, so it wasn't too costly, but...
Well, the drop was
the drop was Carey, sorry. He did, and then it went through. Apologies.
Yeah.
It was very costly.
That might direct us into the next award.
Yeah, the Macca's moment of the first half. the new crispy barbecue McOz and Aussie Angus burger have arrived at Macca's.
That's your Macca's moment. Yeah,
I
I'd like to make them positive, but it's a costly drop from Marnus Labuschagne. You couldn't have thrown it back any softer. I think he was expecting it to come back hot. It didn't. It came in stone cold, and he just flapped at it, and it went through his hand. So
it certainly is.
That's a big drop.
All right, so for Fujitsu, Australia's favourite air, who needs to be switched on? Which team, what will each team need to do in the next innings to be switched on in the match?
Yeah, look, for me, and I always go to the top player. The big players win the big games, and this is the moment. This is Chris Lynn's opportunity. He's got the power. He's got the game. He needs to take this deep, set this up, if not finish it off as well.
Yeah.
So he's the one for me that needs to be switched on from that perspective. From a bowling perspective, I think the player coming back hasn't played a lot of cricket for a while, Michael Neser. He's got 4 very important overs. We know what Peter Siddle will give us. We know that Wes Agar will probably give us a couple of wickets as well. He's bowling well. But it's Michael Neser who hasn't played a lot of cricket. He does need to be switched right on.
Absolutely, and probably a wise decision from the Brisbane Heat to add an extra batsman to their lineup. We know that Morné Morkel got subbed out, the X-factored out, and Max Bryant comes in to add a bit more power. Marnus Labuschagne out in the middle alongside his captain Chris Lynn. Chris Lynn's the leading run scorer I mentioned earlier, all-time in Big Bash cricket. He's played a lot of games of cricket, 2,632 runs. At a strike rate of 150.06.
It's outstanding, really.
Yeah. He's got a high score of 101 as well. So if he can match Alex Carey's feat tonight and match his highest score ever in BBL cricket, then that'll go a long way to helping them win.
And they need every bit of it. They need every bit. They're playing for second spot here if they pick up that bash boost point on the way. They need 4 points to get to second.
And I guess 162 sixes, that's a lot of work over the fence.
Well, it's more than anyone. Second, third, fourth place put together, I think. That's how far he is ahead of hitting sixes.
Daniel off the SMS, 0433 98 11 16. Boys, lean out for under 10, he reckons.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Gamble responsibly.
Yes, absolutely. So 198 is the target. John Dono, Bryce McGain on Big Bash Nation on this Thursday night as we wind down towards finals. This game very, very crucial for both sides. 7 plays 8. 6 plays 7, I should say, on the BBL ladder. The Renegades are 8th, anchored down there.
And Michael Neser will take the ball first up.
He will.
And it's a good move, get him into the game, and he's a terrific swing bowler here. He'll be bowling to Marnus Labuschagne at the top of the order.
They've done a lot of bowling to Marnus in the nets. He is in on a bit of swing early on. Marnus just lets that one go. Interesting tactic when you're chasing 198.
Yeah. Now, this is going to be a challenge for Marnus. He's moving from test match mode into T20 mode on the back of probably, well, one training session, would you say?
Well, not even. Would he have been another one coming out of the Aussie squad who was waiting for a COVID test to come through today?
He must have been. Yeah. Mitchell Swepson shared with us in the pre-game that he didn't know he was playing till an hour beforehand because he was waiting for that negative test.
Neser in again, over the wicket to Labuschagne. Labuschagne just dabbing that one down to the third man boundary. Coming through there to field the ball, Danny Briggs. And they get their first runs on the board, just a single. Marnus Labuschagne off the mark.
And he's straight away in to engage with Neser as well, chatting away. Not much swing there, all that sort of stuff, giving a bit of feedback to Chris Lynn as well.
They'd be fairly comfortable with each other, I would have thought. I mean, he's probably faced a lot of Michael Neser. From what I hear, the ultimate team man as well in the Australian camp. Did a lot of the wanger.
Yeah, he's an absolute beauty. Michael Neser.
He is. Gets his first opportunity to bowl for a while. He's in again over the wicket. This time to Chris Lynn. Beats him outside the off stump. There's a bit of movement there. Chris Lynn just forced to leave the bat out.
Well, they're all Queensland teammates. He's bowling to a couple of them as well. They'll be good mates.
That is a beautiful delivery. Just having a look at the Rapid We'll Keep You Moving replay. Bit of movement off the seam.
Yeah, late movement. Terrific length. Just bail height again. Got Lynn stuck on the crease.
He does. I'm going to need to see a bit of Lynn sanity tonight if the Heat are a chance. In comes Michael Neser again. Off stump. Bail height. And that one just defended out to cover. They'll come through for another single. So tied over to start with here. Both Labuschagne and Lynn, 1 from 2 deliveries. Chasing 198. And the bash boost target is 105. So they're going to have to get a move on.
Yeah, and that's the challenge, as we said before, is that you've got to go at 10s and over. And that's hard to do And psychologically, when you're chasing a score right up around 200, already they're falling behind.
Labuschagne on strike again. He just turns this one with a straight bat out to mid-wicket. Again, they only get a single, though, so it was back of a length ball from Michael Neser. And Labuschagne able to just turn that one to the leg side. None for 3 now, the Heat. Last ball of the over coming up. Be a very nice start from Neser if he can get out of this with 3 or 4 on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Apply that pressure.
Turns at the top of his mark once more. Final ball of the first over. In, using his feet, Chris Lynn. He gets a thick outside edge over the slips for 4. And that tied over becomes a little bit more expensive. And Chris Lynn, he's away with his work. None for 7, the Brisbane Heat from 1 over.
IMAR. We all know they're the tradies' mates when it comes to business insurance. But did you know that IMAR has window cleaners covered too? Insure your window cleaning business with IMAR and receive commercial and industrial cover for 2-story, 5-story and no height restrictions. Plus, receive competitive monthly premiums at no additional cost. Just a simple phone call and we'll get you covered too. Call 13-IMAR now. That's 134627.
They're the tradies, mate. That's IMAR.
The first over from Michael Neser. Not necessarily his fault, that last one.
No, not at all.
A thick outside edge. Chris Lynn using his feet.
Here it is. The kryptonite.
Yeah, Danny Briggs into the attack. I've liked his work so far this year.
So all Chris Lynn needs to do now, so what they've done is to counteract this.
Briggs in, first ball. Using his feet, there's Labuschagne hitting him on the pads. No run.
So to counteract the fact that spin will be bowled early to slow Lynn down, they've put in a good player of spin in Labuschagne.
Yeah.
So all he needs to do now is Chris Lynn is just get ones and hand it over there. So it takes the pressure off him. Smart, strategic.
Briggs in again on the back foot there. Trying to hit through cover is Labuschagne. No run. 9 wickets in the Big Bash this year for Danny Briggs.
He's a leading wicket taker all time in the T20 blast in England.
Right. He's in again. This one, Labuschagne using his feet and whipping him through the mid-wicket boundary. That'll go for 1. No bit of good fielding out there on the fence. It was flicked in, though, to Matt Renshaw, who just didn't see it coming. They got an extra run out of that. That looked like it was going for 4. That fielder just popped up out of a sprinkler head.
Yeah. It was Phil Salt. He was darting around there.
He just tossed it up to Matt Renshaw, who was right next to him, basically, and had to go back and chase it up.
He nearly threw it at him rather than just tossing it up in the air. Generally with those ones, you want to toss it up in the air like straight up so they can swoop in and grab it. So he threw it at his head.
They came back for 3. Labuschagne to 5, Lynn to 5 as well. Lynn on strike now, none for 10. Brisbane Heat. Matt Renshaw on the broadcasting mic for the night. Danny Briggs again in. Just forcing Chris Lynn to defend. Bit of respect there shown. You wonder how many balls he'll be defending tonight. He'll have a tolerance for a little bit and then he'll go, nah, I'm going to hit this. Briggs in again over the wicket. He uses his feet outside the leg stump, cutting. This one going to the gap. And it is 4. Beautiful shot there from Chris Lynn. Used his feet, got outside the leg stump and cut it through the vacant gap at cover.
Yeah, Briggs didn't give away the stumps. So it was at the stumps, probably about middle stump line. But he picked it on length and just backed himself to hit the ball. It was probably at leg stump line.
It's a very nice shot.
Yeah.
Danny Briggs in. Last ball of the over on the pads of Chris Lynn. And he just tucks that one away to mid-wicket. Come through for a single. So 7 off that, 8 off that again. None for 15. The
Hey, it's Matt McKeldin.
And I'm Steve Johnson.
And we're the hosts of The Driver's Seat, Australia's #1 motorsport radio show.
Each week we go through all the big news stories and chat to some of the biggest names in supercars.
Here with Mark Winterbottom.
We're pumped, ready to go.
Davey Reynolds here.
We've got a Sonic the Hedgehog phone cover. Mad as.
Jamie Whincup, welcome back to The Driver's Seat. Feels good to be back.
Plus, you can catch up and get all the exclusive interviews first on the Driver's Seat app.
Get radio's #1 motorsport show on your smartphone. Thanks to Kubota, building Australia.
Adelaide Strikers taking on the Brisbane Heat from the Adelaide Oval. John Donohoe with you on Big Bash Nation. I'm joined by Bryce McGahan, our Western Union expert. Another fast delivery by Western Union. Send money online with their app. None for 15 through 2 overs for the Brisbane Heat, chasing 198 for victory. Wes Agar into the attack now. Over the wicket to Chris Lynn. That's on his hip. He tucks that one away through backward of square. come through for a single. Genuine pace about him, Wes Agar.
Yeah, he hits the wicket really hard, and that's all he's tried to do. We've had a good chance to catch up with him a couple of times on Big Bash Nation, and that he just said, I keep it simple. I just charge it and I hit the wicket as hard as I can. And that's what he's looking to do. And
simple as it is.
And because of that, he's been getting wickets and been really successful.
17 of them in this year's tournament. 23 years old. He's got a bright future ahead.
Yeah, he does.
In again, bowling to Marnus Labuschagne, giving himself some room outside the leg stump, but he cuts that away. He gets an outside edge down to third man. Danny Briggs is down there doing the fielding. No trouble there. Throws that one back in. Done for 17 now.
And Danny Briggs just took his time there, sort of fielded it, and then you want to be careful. Labuschagne will get you.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot just pause to throw. He just thought, I'll just go and throw this one in. Then he had to hurry up and get it in. Labuschagne was looking for the second.
Yeah. And he came back for a single there, so none for 17. 2 off so far. Agar steaming in again. That one's short. Oh, he just helped it on its way. That's 6 more. You can't bowl there to Chris Lynn. And he's punished Wes Agar, who bowled it short and wide down the leg side. Turned it to square leg for 6.
He got that wrong. The line was wrong. He hit the wicket hard, but it was down leg side. And that is
a good swing of the bat.
Yeah, and it's a gift. That is an absolute gift. It had a bow on top, and he just had to help it on its way. Really didn't have to go after it too hard at all.
He feasts on those, Chris Lynn. Might have a big night ahead of him. 17 off 8. Wes Agar in again. This one, he's done the same thing. This one will be out, though. He's gone. He didn't get all of it. Same ball. Just top-edged it, and it's now out. 17 from 9 deliveries. And Wes Agar finally gets his 18th wicket of the season.
Well, that's all he does. They got 2 out on that leg side. That's where the both guys are out there, a deep mid-wicket and deep square leg. And he just hit the wicket hard, and it came through just a bit quicker. I don't know whether it was a cross seam. Couldn't quite tell that if it skidded through a bit quicker, but it just got high up on the stickers. He still hit it pretty well and caught right back on the rope. So he's on his way. That's an enormous blow for the Heat, and we're sorry to say for all our Queensland listeners, that puts a big dent in what they've got. They've got the busy Marnus Labuschagne out there, who's adjusting to the white ball, of course.
Yep. And I said at the start, he averages 17 with the bat against the Adelaide Strikers, Chris Lynn, and he hit that. So
he hit his average.
He doesn't have a great record against them, but, geez, I guess Wes Agar was flirting with danger there. It was just inside the fence.
It was, yeah. And the ball before, he got that line just wrong, and it was helped on its way. So it was bold stuff to go back to the same plan.
Joe Denley, the new batsman. It was about a foot inside the boundary at backward square, and he just picked out the fielder down there. So
Wes continues to get wickets.
18th wicket of the season for Wes Agar. 1 for 8 now, and he gets the first strike of the night. Comes in, bowling to Labuschagne, bowling to Denley, I should say, who just tucks that one to mid-wicket. Michael Nessa does the fielding, and they come back for 2. That was what Bryce was talking about. They're quick between the wickets, Marnus Labuschagne. He's got Joe Denley with him at the other end. They get 2 there.
And he's just as quick, Joe Denley, between the wickets. So they'll be looking to do that. Denley likes to deflect the ball, particularly down to third man. It is Labuschagne on strike.
Labuschagne on strike now. So,
no, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's
got the
definitely
graphic.
Denley. Yeah.
Denley on strike now, and that one hitting him on the pads. And they take a single through to Peter Siddle at fine leg. It'll be a leg bye to finish out the 3rd over. And the Brisbane Heat, 1 for 26.
Visit your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store for all your professional painting needs. With over 230 locations around Australia, you can be confident we have the right tools to help you get the job done. Our trade stores have all the commercial paint and accessories you'll need, as well as the best expert trade staff who are on hand to give great advice and quick service. When it comes to your next paint job, head to your local Dulux Trade Centre or Inspirations Paint Store.
Big wicket of Chris Lynn for 17 in that 3rd over. Wes Agar with the strike. Caught by Gibson on the boundary, and one of my favourites of all time into the bowling attack. He looks a bit different to what we saw in his birthday hat-trick, but Peter Siddle, he's got a lot of strapping around that thumb in the left hand.
Yeah, he has. And it's been a real setback for the Strikers. They've missed him greatly. He's probably not 100% fit, but they're taking a good calculated risk. They're not risking his thumb. It's not further injury, but...
Comes in now, bowling to Joe Denley. Oh, he squared him up. There was a bit of movement in to Joe Denley, just defending inside edge onto his thigh pad. Nice start there from Peter Siddle. He's a wily old character, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been there, done that. He's a warrior, and he just knows the length to be bowling here. He knows what the batsmen don't want to receive, so he'll bowl that. He bowls a slow ball at the right time or goes with the wide Yorker. He just times things so well.
He certainly does.
If you can get a wicket here, it'll be a bonus.
Siddle in again, leg cutter. That one turned leg side by Joe Denley down to the backward of square boundary. Come through for a single. One thing I do love about Peter Siddle is execution is just about spot on every time. He's a good death bowler, and he's got a ripping Yorker when he can hit it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He just executes all the time. He very, very rarely misses, and that's why he's so valuable to any Big Bash team, and he's been a revelation for the Strikers over the last few years, and he loves it over there. Absolutely loves this time of year to freshen up. He's had to freshen up. He's moved to Tasmania from Victoria, sadly.
Doesn't sit well with me, does it?
But good for the Tasmanian cricket.
Siddle in again. Giving himself some room was Denley. Enough room to get a thick outside edge. And that's gone down to the third man boundary for 4. Another TAC boundary. His first.
Bit fortunate there. Siddle going it off stump. Denley, Labuschagne rather giving some room. And again, outside edge. Would have flown to probably where Siddle would have a second slip, I reckon, if it had been a red ball game.
So Marnus up to 10 now. Comes in, that's a full ball. He went outside the off stump this time, and it was a well-executed Yorker, but dug out by Marnus Labuschagne out to the square leg boundary. Just come through for a single. 141 this over so far. Bit of luck with that boundary as well. Geez, they'd be happy to have Peter Siddle back in the side, though.
Yeah, they sure are. They sure are. They're very excited.
Denley on strike now. Siddle hustling up to the crease. Oh, he's hit him. Probably where you don't like to be hit. It looked like it. He just followed him. Denley gave himself some room outside the leg stump. It's hit him on the thigh pad or maybe a little bit west of that.
Yeah, he was he was right after him there. He's not going to give him any room. He wants to hit over cover.
Oh, that's hit him right in the middle of the groin region.
Yes.
Oh, that hurts. Just having a look at the Rapatune replay. Yeah, that's gotten him square.
Yep. Oh, big smile too.
Big smile. It's always funny when it's someone else, isn't it? Full ball this time from Peter Siddle. Denley keeps that one out and just drives to mid-off. Come through for a single. That'll end the fourth over. And it is 1 for 32.
The massive headlines.
Nathan Buckley had a phone conversation with Adam Treloar. The senior group didn't want him around the club anymore.
The huge moments in sport.
He gets him away to 20. The Melbourne Storm have won.
And excitement.
Oh, that's a good-looking kick off the boot. You're kidding me.
Across every town and city, sport is the glue of our local community. Listen anywhere, anytime on the SEN app. The latest news articles, podcasts, live sport and more. Download the SEN app today.
Welcome back to Big Bash Nation. John Dono, Bryce McGain with you. Currently 1 for 33. Brisbane Heat. Chris Lynn, the wicket to fall. 17. Where's Agar with the big wicket there? And we're going to see spin for the first time. We saw a couple of leg spinners for the Brisbane Heat. Going to see another one now. Liam O'Connor into the attack. Don't know much about him. Do you?
Yeah, WA leg spinner and does his best work with the Strikers.
Liam O'Connor in now, bowling to Joe Denley. Gave him a little bit of width. He was able to drive on the up there to cover. So a single.
So both Denley and
whippy.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, quick action. Yeah. Both Denley and Labuschagne, good players to spin.
Yep. They'll probably try and use their feet here, you would think.
And just to get him to bowl shorter. That's what they'll want to do. They will use their feet to get him to bowl short and then look to take on the short boundaries. But they're getting a boundary and over, and that's what they need to do at this early stage.
O'Connor over the wicket now, using his feet, Marnus Labuschagne. Just chopping down on that one to cover. Again, Matt Renshaw doing the fielding, and they get a single.
That's pretty well bowled by O'Connor.
Yep.
Saw him coming quick and into the pitch out wide. Release ball, just goes for one.
You can imagine he'll try and be very aggressive here, Marnus Labuschagne. Joe Denley on strike. That one outside the off stump gave him a bit of width. He was cutting again. Matt Renshaw on the boundary doing the fielding, so another single.
It's actually an over of release balls here, short and a bit wider, which he's hoping. Generally, they'll attack the stumps, but he hasn't gone stump line yet.
See where this one lands. 1 for 36, the Brisbane Heat. O'Connor in again. That one, again, outside the off stump and just sort of down on one knee, swatting it through the offside. They come back for two. Good running in the end. Good bit of work from Wes Agar out on the cover fence. They came back for two, so 5 off so far. Labuschagne to 14. Good bit of work by the big fella. It's very close. Direct hit would have been very close in the end.
Yeah, it was tight.
Liam O'Connor into his work. None for 5. Labuschagne on strike. Back foot, cutting again. So it's been very similar all over. That cover fieldsman down there, Matt Renshaw, doing a lot of the work. They get through for another single.
Not looking to attack the stumps here, looking to be cut away to the big boundary.
Last ball of the over, using his feet full. Outside the off stump, driving down the ground to Wes Agar at mid-off. Handy over there from Liam O'Connor. None for 7 off it, and the Brisbane Heat 1 for 40.
Red Energy is 100% owned by the mighty Snowy Hydro. And that makes us as Aussie as a barbie at Eastern Beach. We're based right here in Victoria and have been providing electricity and gas to tens of thousands of homes in Geelong for years. So if you want an energy company that's 100% Australian owned, supports Aussie jobs and is committed to supporting the economy, call our Victorian-based contact centre on 131 806 to make the switch today.
Back, Big Bash Nation. John Donohoe, Bryce McGain with you. We've got a good game on our hands. If you're just joining us, the Adelaide Strikers 5 for 197. Brisbane Heat in reply from 5 overs, 1 for 40. Give you an NBL update in just a moment for our Queensland listeners.
It's a tight one.
The Hawks lead 84-78 to the Brisbane Bullets. A minute to go in the fourth, so that one might be wrapped up. Michael Neser into the attack once more. Bowling to Joe Denley. Leg stump line. Just turns that one leg side out to mid-wicket. Where's Agar doing the work? Fired that one in. It's a very nice arm for a big fast bowler.
He's a 100% player. Whatever he does is flat out.
1 for 41. Heat need 157 from 89 deliveries. That's daunting at best.
Yeah, and it's going north in a hurry.
Neser in again. Labuschagne just playing a very nice late leg glance, I said. Just turning that one to the leg side. You almost get the feeling he's still in test mode. He's sort of just not ready to up the ante just yet.
No, it'll be interesting to see when he needs to go to the power game, because he will. He'll need to attack the boundary here.
Yep.
It's good, safe and steady at the moment. His boundaries have come from outside edge.
Labuschagne on strike again, squared up. Michael Neser bowling back of a length on the off-stump line. Squared him up and just got the outside edge. No risk in the shot, but no run either.
Yeah, it'd be interesting that when it is time to find that power game, what he can do. The Heat have got some additional power batting.
Max Bryant to come. Paisley. Paisley was a X factor, I think.
Yeah. Gregory's useful as well.
Neser in again. Labuschagne using his feet. Short. Dug it in. Labuschagne couldn't reach that one. So I think Neser saw him coming and just dug that one in. Slow ball bouncer. It's a good one to use in 2020 cricket.
Yeah, really deceptive ball. Really bites in the wicket. Hard to get the timing to it. Some of them balloon, and it's a real tennis ball-y bounce. It is very difficult to get the timing on. You can't really get your maximum power at it, even if you do hit it.
Neser in full Yorker length to Marnus Labuschagne, who just flicks it off his pads out to mid-wicket.
Neser bowled it, hit the deck.
Yeah, he did hit the deck.
Stumbled in the follow-through.
See a lot of big fast bowlers doing that. The young fella from the Hobart Hurricanes hits the deck a lot.
Meredith. Yeah, he puts his back foot on an angle and just gets the edge of the shoe. Yeah.
Slides in. We've seen a couple of them. Looks very uncoordinated. Michael Nessa. Could he be on that tour to South Africa? Could he be a pivotal part with the red ball? He's got a white ball in hand now at the moment. And Joe Denley, he swiped at that one backward of point in the air, and Peter Siddle didn't want a piece of that one at third man. He was lucky to get away with that. It wasn't the most elegant shot there. And after 6 overs, it's 1 for 46.
SEN Track is the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. And each Saturday, you're invited to join the Saturday Trackside team. Be part of the banter, the fun and the expert analysis. And of course, there's plenty of tasty horse racing tips.
Get your pens, pencils, crayons and have your form guides be ready.
With Simon O'Donnell, David Taggart and the Saturday Trackside team. Listen via the SEN app and follow the tips via Twitter at SEN_track. Saturday Trackside. This Saturday from midday on SEN Track. The new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
Danny Briggs back into the attack now. Chris Lynn, the wicket to fall. Brisbane Heat need 152 in 84 balls and a required run rate of 10.85. And as you said, Bryce, it's getting higher and higher.
It's getting up. 59 of 24 balls to get the boost point, which they need to get to jump up with the match win to get to second.
Briggs in again. Labuschagne giving himself some room. It was stopped very nicely at cover there by Jake Weatherall. Gets past him, it's 4. There's a drive on the up. Labuschagne thought it was through. Good piece of work there from Weatherall.
Yeah, he's a gun fielder, and generally he is a backward point to the quicks. Like he's in the hot spots all the time, and short covers, that's where your number one fielder is.
Yeah, just put the one mid out and stuck. Denley on strike now, uses his feet. Oh, it got past him on the leg stump line. He tried to clamp down on it. Briggs just beat him, though. And it beat the stumps as well, and Alex Carey, and they get a bye.
Oh, missed chance there.
Missed chance, certainly.
Tough one for Carey, but still should have been taken.
Briggs in again. Using his feet once more is Labuschagne, who just cuts sharply out to the cover boundary. They come back for 2, run-out chance. The umpire said no straight away. That's what you like to see, an umpire with a bit of conviction. He was confident there, but it was a tight run in the end. Good bit of work out Matt Renshaw on that boundary. He's been doing a bit of work tonight.
Threw it in right over the bails.
It was in by a bit.
Yeah, Denley was there. He's really fast.
Throw.
Yeah, beautiful throw. It's just good cricket, that. Yeah. Hit it to the gap, ran hard, and then got 2.
They got 2 there. Labuschagne sweeping a full ball out to mid-wicket. Phil Salt doing the work, and again they scurry back for 2. These 2 are quick between the wickets.
And that's
another 2 for them.
Yeah, and that's how they're going to have to keep ticking along to keep that score going, is turn those 1s into 2s, and they can. They're running on the arm, and Labuschagne just getting his breath back. A couple of quick 2s in a row. That's clever batting, just taking a 3-second timeout.
Briggs in again. Labuschagne using his feet and lofting over the offside, over the point. Fielder, and they come back again for 2. So Labuschagne trying to be aggressive here. 1 by 2, 2, 2. So he's trying to up the rate. Labuschagne 25 from 20, Denley 10, and the Heat 1 for 54.
This is the other way to get you 10 and over, is to keep hitting them into the outfield and run 2s.
Absolutely. No boundaries for 20 balls. Man on screen, Darren Lehman, he'd be hoping for a couple of boundaries. Briggs in again to complete his over. On the back foot, he just had to sort of punch that one with a cross bat to mid-wicket, and they get a single. End of the over, 1 for 56.
SEN Track is the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. And each Saturday, you're invited to join the Saturday Trackside team. Be part of the banter, the fun and the expert analysis. And of course, there's plenty of tasty horse racing tips.
Get your pens, pencils, crayons and have your form guides be ready.
With Simon O'Donnell, David Taggart and the Saturday Trackside team. Listen via the SEN app and follow the tips via Twitter at SEN_track. Saturday Trackside. This Saturday from midday on SEN Track. The new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
I'm being outsmarted by the broadcasters' graphics on these screens here, Bryce. 1 for 55 is the score. Yeah.
9 off the last over. So they haven't had a double figure over. Now, that's really good bowling, good execution by the Strikers. Every bowler, even though they've gone for boundaries, the first 4 overs, there was a boundary in each over, but none of them blew out. No blowout overs. Terrific stuff.
And the Strikers at the same point were 75 and building very nicely. So Liam O'Connor continues now. Olinda Marnus Labuschagne on 26. Target for the bash boost 105. O'Connor, that was short and wide outside the off stump. He got away with that one there. Marnus Labuschagne to be kicking himself. That was a genuine half-tracker.
Yeah, and outside the blue line, but you're so programmed to getting bat on ball and hitting the ball that you don't often think about it. You just go and chase it. He's bowling release balls all the time here, O'Connor.
Bowls that one outside the off stump and turned from outside off stump to the mid-wicket boundary. Come through for 1. He's tending to favour the leg side a little bit here tonight, Marnus Labuschagne.
Yes, he is.
I guess that's his hitting area and he's comfortable there. See what O'Connor's got for Joe Denley now. Denley on 10. Denley trying to cut. Gave himself a little bit of room outside leg stump and play and miss. Swiftly, the bails were taken off by Alex Carey just in case.
O'Connor, clever bowling, really wide on the crease and slid that one through. That was a slider.
Yeah, at the front of the hand.
Out the front of the hand quicker, slid through.
Yeah. O'Connor in again. Oh, cutting this time, thick outside edge, Joe Denley. Oh. That's going to run away for 4. Very unlucky there from Liam O'Connor. Shorter outside the off stump. Looked like he slid it through again, and Joe Denley gets a thick outside edge trying to cut.
Yeah, he did. That was really fortunate. The last 2 boundaries, the other one was in the power play way back then. Yeah. It seems like a day ago. Back in the 4th over. And that was an edge to Siddle. That was an outside edge. Peter Siddle bowled that one. This one's another outside edge for boundary 4. The bowling's been very, very good.
Another boundary for TAC. Liam O'Connor in again outside the off stump. This one lofted over cover. Where's Agar doing the work just inside the rope? And they just get the 1. So 6 off so far. Liam O'Connor's second over. Brisbane Heat 1 for 61.
We spotted terrific length here. Nothing step hit. Nothing at all that they can just belt.
Last ball of the over now. Just punches that one down to long off. Marnus Labuschagne. Oh, nearly a mix-up at the non-strikers end. All good in the end. They come back for the 1. And it's 1 for 62 from 8 overs.
SEN Track is the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. And each Saturday, you're invited to join the Saturday Trackside team. Be part of the banter, the fun and the expert analysis. And of course, there's plenty of tasty horse racing tips.
Get your pens, pencils, crayons and have your form guides be ready.
With Simon O'Donnell, David Taggart and the Saturday Trackside team. Listen via the SEN app and follow the tips via Twitter at SEN_track. Saturday Trackside, this Saturday from midday on SEN Track. The new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
Being told out the back there that Alex Carey released from his IPL team yesterday, the Delhi Capitals, along with a raft of other Aussies. Aaron Finch, Steve Smith,
correct,
gone from the Rajasthan Royals as captain. Surprised by any of them, or is this just commonplace in the IPL?
Yeah, commonplace.
Is it?
You want to,
back into the auction?
Yeah, back into the auction. Go get yourself another $1 million.
Right.
These are all highly sought after players, so they won't miss out on a gig for the next one.
Can't say I'd see Steve Smith missing out. Where's Agar back into the attack? Bowling now to Marnus Labuschagne. Full. Oh, he pushed him back. That's out. It looked out. He was forced on the back foot, and it's hit him halfway up middle stump. Where's Agar strikes again. Looked plumb from here, Bryce.
Yeah, deep back in the crease. Labuschagne's not happy with it. Can't imagine there's any bat on it, but it did seem back sharply. He's deep in the crease. Deep. And it's hit him.
Height might be the issue.
Yeah, above the knee roll, but he was right back on his stumps. And Wes Agar, he keeps doing it. He keeps delivering the wicket, and he just smacks it, bolts heavy into the pitch. That one skidded on a bit, and he's done him well for pace and a bit of seam movement back in. Labuschagne on his way, 28 off 25.
We spoke about him a little bit earlier, saying he doesn't complicate things. He just goes back to the top of his mark and steams in. Tries to get as much pace on the ball as he could, and it looked like a little bit there. Got one to skid through and beat Marnus Labuschagne for pace.
Yeah, he did. He did indeed, and that's a big breakthrough.
Yes.
It brings in Joe Burns, and he's found his mojo a little bit in the Big Bash. So, 50 early in his return from the Test bubble.
Yep, and he's got 115 runs to his name so far in the games he's played for the Brisbane Heat. Marnus Labuschagne the last wicket to fall, 28 from 25 deliveries. Wes Agar trapping him in front. 2 for 10 from 1.1 overs. Wes Agar.
It's been awesome.
Pick of the bowlers today, and that's going to go a long way to winning them this game. Daniel off the text doesn't really believe that Marnus Labuschagne is much of a T20 player. Wes Agar in again now over the wicket. That one driving on the up there from Joe Burns. Joe Denley trying to take a single out to backward point, but no run.
Crowd excited. The crowd catch.
Yes.
They were up and about for it. And that's the great thing of playing at the Adelaide Oval for the Strikers, is that the whole crowd is vocal every single ball. Knowledgeable crowd, but they love their cricket. They love supporting their home team.
They certainly do. Saw them win a title a couple of years ago. Agar 2 for 10, 1.2 overs. Brisbane Heat 2 for 62. Denley on 15. Joe Burns facing his second ball. Oh, that one looked close as well. Cut in off the seam. Joe Burns had no idea what was going on. He was in two minds with the shot. Hit him on the top of the back pad. Umpire said not out.
Well, he's in two minds because it's just perfect bowling. The length was just immaculate.
Cut in sharply.
Probably just above bail height. Height was the issue, but it was exactly the same. Just about in the same divot that he bowled the ball before. And he's at the top of his game here. He's confident, he's smiling. There's a bit of a swagger to him as well. Wes Agar, he's second, clear second now. And now he's on the wicket-taking table for the whole tournament. All bowlers. He's checking down Jai Richardson. He's on his right,
he's
on
in
his
again.
shoulder.
Oh, that is a lethal bouncer. Up and over, and the umpire has stretched the arms out. That's a wide. Jeez, he gave that a bit of oomph.
Yeah. 140 clicks on the bumper. Generally, they're a bit slower because they're bowled into the wicket and it slows on the radar. That was a genuine 140. It's up and about.
That was very quick.
Doing his very best to get in that touring team to New Zealand. And why wouldn't you look at him?
Would you give him a look in?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
A wicket taker.
Genuine fast bowler. You need a handy few of them. Oh, that's flayed out to backward point. This will be out. Oh, Matt Renshaw with a wicket. With the catch, I should say. Wes Agar gets his third, and Joe Denley gone. Gave himself room outside the leg stump. Lofted it out to the point boundary. Hit it straight down Matt Renshaw's throat.
Well, he's hit it well, and he's really strong over cover. He was looking to do that. It went a bit squarer, and he's back on the rope there, and he did take it. Matt Renshaw takes the catch, and a huge grin as he looked into the Heat dugout.
Yes.
That's where the smile was directed. Maybe a few of his ex-teammates there having a bit of a nibble as he fielded on the boundary.
He's a bit cheeky, is Matt Renshaw. 3 for 11, Wes Agar. Jeez, he'd be coming close to his best figures in T20 cricket in Big Bash.
Yeah, just one wicket behind Jai Richardson.
Might get Tomo out there to have a look at that as well. He's now the leading outright wicket taker of the tournament.
Oh, not yet. No. Just one behind.
One behind?
One behind Jai Richardson.
He is two.
Yeah.
He is two. Geez, the way he's going, it won't be a couple of balls before he is the leader.
Well, the big wickets too. How about you just take the top order? Lynn, Labuschagne, Denley, the international.
Absolutely.
Another international comes to the crease. It's Gregory.
So Denley gone for 15. 3 for 11 from Wes Agar. 2 wickets in this over. He's got that of Labuschagne and Denley. He's up to 20 wickets now, you're right. One behind Jai Richardson on 21. He's bowling now to Joe Burns. 3 for 64 the Heat. No, that was to Gregory. And outside the off stump, he just drives on the back foot. No run to backward point. I've seen him hit a couple of bombs in this tournament, Gregory. Lewis Gregory.
We
Looks
have.
good.
I reckon he's batting a bit high.
You reckon?
I think at 5 is just a bit high. They've got Max Bryant in the shed, and look, I would have been looking to give him an opportunity now. Maybe they're looking to save him for a power surge when the field's up, which is usually his role in the power play.
Agar in to complete his over. Oh, this one's lofted. This might be his 4th wicket. It falls just short at the mid-wicket fence. Coming in, Phil Salt, and that was very close to a 3-wicket over. Oh, not much off it. 3 for 12 he's got. And the Strikers are on top of this one.
3 for 65.
3 for 65.
Red Energy is 100% owned by the mighty Snowy Hydro, and that makes us as Aussie as a barbie at Eastern Beach. We're based right here in Victoria and have been providing electricity and gas to tens of thousands of homes in Geelong for years. So if you want an energy company that's 100% Australian owned, supports Aussie jobs and is committed to supporting the economy, call our Victorian-based contact centre on 131 806 to make the switch today.
65 from 9 overs. Fair to say they're not going to get the bash boost point tonight.
No, they're
miles off.
That's out of hand.
Yes.
They won't be getting there. That's, what have we got, 39 they need for that. They're not getting there. That's the best over of the game. That's probably the match-winning over.
It is, as O'Connor just draws the inside edge down to fine leg from the bat of Lewis Gregory. He gets off the mark with a single, 3 for 66. So I'm just trying to find Wes Agar's best bowling in T20 cricket. I'll come back to that in a moment. Certainly bowling very nicely at the moment, though.
It's a bit of a conversation now. We're just able to see Chris Lynn going down to Max Bryant and the strategy of what they need to do. Good bowling by Liam O'Connor.
Good delivery from Liam O'Connor. Just bowled it on the crease line there. And was punched down the ground by Joe Burns for a single.
And now he's attacking the stumps. The new batsmen are in, not the set batsmen. So he was bowling release balls, getting them to cut it out to deep point. Now he can attack the stumps. There'll be a bit more flight then. They're searching for more wickets.
Gregory on strike, gets outside the off stump, tried to loft him over the mid-wicket fence. The old slog sweep, and Alex Carey lifting up his bat saying, oh, just let me stump you, would you?
And while he's searching for the ball, no one knew where it went. He was outside his crease, and then he went, oh, hang on, I better get my bat back in before I start looking for the ball. And Carey was sniffing around everywhere.
Very good. Oh, that one outside the off stump and lofted down the ground once again. Just falls short of the wicketkeeper. I meant to say Michael Nesser down there, the fielder. So they come through for another single. 3 off the over so far, 3 for 68.
Gregory looking to line up, get it right outside off stump and look to hit him over the onside. O'Connor having not a bar of that.
O'Connor in again, full. Oh, that is an excellent delivery to Joe Burns. Just had no time to get underneath the ball. He was forced to defend straight back down the wicket. Great over this from Liam O'Connor. Let's see how he can shut it out. Just 3 off at the moment. He's bowling to Joe Burns over the wicket. Oh, he's beaten him again. Alex Carey up. Umpire says no. It was short and it spun away. That's the end of a successful over from Liam O'Connor, none for 17. The Heat, 3 for 68.
SEN Track is the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. And each Saturday, you're invited to join the Saturday Trackside team. Be part of the banter, the fun and the expert analysis. And of course, there's plenty of tasty horse racing tips.
Get your pens, pencils, crayons and have your form guides be ready.
With Simon O'Donnell, David Taggart and the Saturday Trackside team. Listen via the SEN app and follow the tips via Twitter at SEN_track. Saturday Trackside, this Saturday from midday on SEN Track. The new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
Through 10 overs, the Brisbane Heat 3 for 68. Stark contrast to what the Adelaide Strikers were after 10 overs, Bryce. They were 1 for 104.
A stark contrast, yeah, it is. And that over from Wes Agar, that has just broken them. 2 wickets, 3 runs, followed up with 2 new batsmen out there. And Liam O'Connor could bowl an over for 3. Not one over has gone over 10. It's been absolutely superb.
Certainly has, and you wouldn't imagine there'll be any X-factoring for the Adelaide Strikers. They're all going along pretty well.
Sit tight. Joe Dorr, the Queensland quick, the fast bowler from Queensland, is their bowling coach, and he was very, very pleased there at the huddle. He was getting round to all his bowlers, just acknowledging that what a terrific job they've done. No doubt there's more work to be done. You can't just expect to just get the game handed to you, so you've got to keep executing. But they've nailed Every delivery. You can't think of a poor delivery. Maybe Wes Agar, where Lynn was able to get inside the line and get it away for 6.
Yep.
But other than that, they have not missed, and not 1 over 10 in the first 10 overs. Outstanding.
And you look at their execution compared to the Brisbane Heat's execution, the start that Weatherald and Carey were able to get in the Adelaide Strikers innings was just a marked difference to what we're seeing right here from the Heat. They just look on the back foot, and they did since ball 1.
Yeah, absolutely. 130 now required of 60 deliveries.
Yeah.
They've got to go well over 10s. It's such a big ask now, and they've just had their top order removed. There's no in-batsman now to accelerate. Yep. Yes, they have a power surge to go, but this is going to be tough work, and it makes it even tougher when you look at who's about to bowl it.
Yep, Peter Siddle back into the attack to bowl his second over, so you can imagine this will be reasonably tight. I mean, you look at last night's game for a moment. The last 10 overs, I think the Renegades needed something like 90 or 95.
Yep.
And they managed to get it, but this is a different beast. 130 from 60 balls with no real set batsman in.
To a ball.
Yeah.
To a ball from here on in.
Gregory on strike to Siddle now. Oh, that's up in the air. This could be a wicket. Straight up into the sky. Underneath it. Gone. Good catch, Michael Nessa. And Lewis Gregory, he's gone for 3. 4 for 68 now, and we spoke about the task getting tough. It's even tougher now.
Well, it is. And Peter Siddle, Gregory's looked to go to that onside. That's his shot. He wants to hoy it over deep square leg, deep mid-wicket. He's tried it against the spin. He tried it against Peter Siddle. And Peter Siddle, he can't do that. He's bowling too straight. That's leading edge territory, and up she went. It went really high, and it was a terrific catch. You called it right. Nisa was under that for a long time. He would have had plenty of time to think about all the negative things and what a goose he'd look like if he dropped it. All those things that fly through your head when you're under a high ball.
Yeah,
but
it's a long, lonely spot to be when you're under a high ball like that.
It can be, and particularly when your teammates are calling, that's yours, that's yours. Oh, gee, okay. But no, he's probably caught 10,000 of those at training.
Yes.
Safe hands, and he's got the job done. And Max Bryant, the X-Factor, comes in now. He was X-Factored in at the 10th over of the previous innings for Mornay Morkel, who just bowled 1 over, which was a surprise to us because Morkel bowled so well last game.
I was very surprised and haven't heard anything if he's injured or if it was just a tactical thing. So, seemed a very strange one. Max Bryant to the crease now. Has opened in this team before. See what he's got. Certainly can hit a long ball, I'll tell you that. Peter Siddle in again, gets his first wicket of the night. Over the wicket. Oh, that might be another wicket. He does! He strikes 2 in 2 balls. And Joe Burns perishes. Oh, no, we've seen this before. It's not his birthday, but he's on a hat-trick again. Oh, if only he was at the Gabba, Bryce.
Well, he's quite happy at his home here at Adelaide Oval. He bowled the bumper. Joe Burns wasn't expecting it. He went after it. A faint edge. Up went Alex Carey.
Tried to
and
take
he's taken
the hook,
it.
Yes.
It's an enormous movement here. 2 overs ago, it was Wes Agar with 2 in the over. Siddle's on a hat-trick.
Oh, we've heard that so often before. Could this be the moment? At least he knows where he needs to bowl this one, the old Sandshoe crusher that he got Stuart Broad with the last wicket.
Yeah, I guarantee he'll go with that. He's talking to the umpire now. He's trying to sweet talk him into something positive. Just have a look at this. I'm attacking the stumps.
Yeah.
Let's work together.
He certainly is. So that's his 15th wicket now on the season. 2 for 7 he's got so far.
And it's been a really consistent bowling performance by the Strikers. Wes Agar now, he's up to 20 wickets. Rashid Khan had taken 16. Peter Siddle with 15. So they share the load.
5 for 68. Peter Siddle on a hat-trick. Bowling to Jimmy Pearson. In he comes now. Oh, he's on the money. He was on the money outside the off stump. Pearson defending on the back foot. Not like Peter Siddle to be off the mark for a hat-trick ball, is it, Bryce?
Yeah, I guarantee he was thinking every bit of, I can get 2 here. I can get 2 hat-tricks.
Oh.
2 hat-tricks in a career would be unbelievable.
He's still so excited as well. Even
he is.
Even when he's in the twilight of his career, he loves taking wickets In again now, bowling to Jimmy Pearson. Over the wicket. That one on the back of a length. He's just tucked that one out to wide mid-on. Take a single. So they're really, I mean, it's an obvious statement, but they are very much on the back foot now. 5 for 69. And you can just almost see this one sort of quickly ending.
Yeah. I just can't see Pearson or Bryant really pushing this.
Driving on the up. That's a good shot from Max Bryant. First ball that he faced outside the off stump. Where's Agar going to do the work? You will reel it in just before the boundary rope. And they come back for 2.
They got 3.
3 they did because it was Max Bryant. They did 2. So a good bit of work out there. So a lot of 3s tonight. Long boundary out there at cover.
And aggressively, they brought the field up for the new batsman.
Yeah, and he pierced the gap. So Max Bryant off the mark with a 3. 5 for 72 now. Last ball of the 11th over from Peter Siddle. It's been a masterclass from Siddle and Agar. In again. That one pushing down the ground to mid-off or mid-on. And they take a single. End of the over. 5 for 73, the Brisbane Heat.
Hey, it's Matt McKeldin.
And I'm Steve Johnson.
And we're the hosts of The Driver's Seat, Australia's #1 motorsport radio show.
Each week we go through all the big news stories and chat to some of the biggest names in supercars.
Here with Mark Winterbottom.
We're pumped, ready to go.
Davey Reynolds here.
We've got a Sonic the Hedgehog phone cover. Mad as.
Jamie Whincup. Welcome back to The Driver's Seat. Feels good. Feels good to be back.
Plus, you can catch up and get all the exclusive interviews first on the Driver's Seat app.
Get radio's #1 motorsport show on your smartphone. Thanks to Kubota, building Australia.
Brisbane Heat season might just be on the line here, Bryce McGame.
Well, it is. The Strikers have picked up the extra points, so they're equal with them now on 21 points. What's going to make a difference here is the net run rate. And the net run rate is highly affected if they get bowled out cheaply here. That's where it's going to have enormous turnaround. The Strikers have got a horrible net run rate, -0.2. And then the other teams, the top 4 teams have got really strong run rates.
Yeah.
+0.9, +0.2, +0.9, +0.5. So that's working up the ladder from the Thunder, Stars, Scorchers and Sixers. They've all got really good run rates. So the Strikers are going to need every bit of this to hang in there and keep fighting for a final spot.
Where's Agar back into the attack now? Steaming in over the wicket. Cutting outside the off stump there is Jimmy Pearson. He's got it through a gap and it might go for 4. It does. He just timed it to perfection. And a bit of relief there for the Brisbane Heat. Jimmy Pearson, a boundary for TAC. 5 for 77 now, the Heat.
And they've pulled the trigger on the power surge here.
Yes.
So that's going to make a big difference. That they've gone, we've got to put all our chips in now. Chips are in. We're 5 down. These are our last of the recognised batsmen. We've got to really go for it. Bring the field up. Let's see what we can get off these 2 overs and see if we can catch up the run rate required.
Agar in again, bowling to Pearson. This one, full toss on the pads, flicks it down to square leg. Phil Salt doing the work. They just get 1. 5 for 78. Jimmy Pearson to 7, Max Bryant to 3. And 120 is needed from 52 deliveries. So,
sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say it's very tough now for them.
Well, it is incredibly tough. And to think they've only got, for the whole innings, 6 boundaries. 5 4s and 1 6.
Yeah, that'll hurt.
And a couple of them have just been a couple of outside edges. So they just have not been able to find the boundary whatsoever.
Agar steaming in once more. That one back of a length. It's just lifted through mid-wicket for a single. Thought they've placed the field quite well tonight, and they've bowled to their field, I think. They've had 2 out majority of the night on the square leg boundary. They've sort of just tucked up the Heat batsmen.
It's as good as a bowling performance as we've seen for the Big Bash.
Yeah.
This is as good as it gets. They have been absolutely spot on. To bowl, we're into our 12th over. Yeah, it's a power surge over. To only have 6 balls go to the boundary is just incredible.
Remarkable. So Agar in again. 3 for 18, his figures tonight. 20 wickets on the season. Oh, that's short. Outside the off stump. Umpire says, yep, that's a fair delivery. Ducking underneath it there was Jimmy Pearson.
So before this power surge boundary through the offside, the previous one was to Liam O'Connor. That was an outside edge. Joe Denley went to cut it, got an outside edge, went away for 4. The other one before that was in the 4th over. And it was the outside edge. Labuschagne got a snicked one off Siddle. They were the last boundaries before this one.
Yeah, remarkable. Well, Jimmy Pearson going to have to do a bit of work now. Agar in. That one full on the pads. He's gone up for the appeal. No. Leg side might have been the only issue there for the umpire, but Bryce McGain was up out of his chair. He was giving that one out. Close. I mean, it's hit him as full as he can get. Let's have a look at the Rapitude replay.
On the leg stump line, it tailed a bit too.
Yeah. So going down leg, I think.
Good call.
Good decision.
On first look, it was like right on the foot, but bit of tail on that. Good Yorker.
He just angled it in at him. 5 for 80. Last ball of the 12th over now. Agar in full. It's just on the hip as well, and it's tried to be tucked around the corner, but he couldn't get any bat on it, Max Bryant. End of 12, 5 for 80.
The major moments in sport.
AFL Grand Final, we played at the Gabba.
Individual brilliance.
Martin's got it. He scored. He shoots. It's the stuff of legend. Tell me.
Inspiration.
State of Origin series is won by Queensland.
Across every town and city, sport is the glue of our local community. Listen anywhere, anytime on the SEN app. The latest news articles, podcasts, live sport and more. Download the SEN app today.
Last time these two teams met, it was a 2-run victory for the Adelaide Strikers. If you'll remember, Jimmy Pearson very nearly got them over the line, 69 not out, and I think he didn't want to take a single off the third or second last ball. And in the end, Strikers prevailed by 2 runs. Be a bit of a different margin of victory, I would have thought, tonight, as Danny Briggs comes back into the attack, bowling to Pearson, and he just turns him to the leg side for a single, 5 for 81.
Yeah, you're right. And again, I was mentioning the boundary issue that the Heat have had. Not one over has gone into double figures.
Yeah, wow.
This is unbelievable. We've had 4 power play overs. Now we're into our second power surge over, not one over.
Briggs bowls onto the legs of
10.
Max Bryant.
Over 9.
Turns it to fine leg for a single. 117 needed, 116 needed from 46 balls. 5 for 82.
Just been superb by the Strikers.
Has been. Briggs in again. Sweeping this time, Jimmy Pearson. Didn't get all of it. He top-edged it. No one there at a short mid-wicket. So, in the end, safe. And they come through for a single.
Right off the toe into the bat.
Looked like a top edge, yeah.
Went to sweep it, but that's how it went forward. Yeah. I'm trying to work out, how did that go there? It went to just a short mid-wicket area.
Briggs in once more and driving strongly through the leg side was Max Bryant. Sliding in Nisa to take the field. And they come back for 2. There's a nice shot there from Max Bryant. He's tucked it to the gap at mid-wicket.
Just an indicator of how monumental this chase will be. They need 15.4 and over.
Ooh, that is tough in anyone's language. Briggs in again, cutting now through the gap. A cover is Max Bryant for a single. Matt Renshaw's got his hands on the ball more than most tonight. 5 for 86 now. 15.63 is the required rate. Look at that beautiful scoreboard at the Adelaide Oval.
Briggs can't get through a power surge over without getting him hit for a boundary.
Surely not. And that
he has.
That one's a Yorker, and he has. It's just been pushed down the ground to Gibson at long off, and he has gotten through it. And at the end of that over, it's 5 for 87.
Red Energy is 100% owned by the mighty Snowy Hydro. And that makes us as Aussie as a barbie at Eastern Beach. We're based right here in Victoria and have been providing electricity and gas to tens of thousands of homes in Geelong for years. So if you want an energy company that's 100% Australian owned, supports Aussie jobs and is committed to supporting the economy, call our Victorian-based contact centre on 131 806 to make the switch today.
Power surge is over. Bryce, what were the numbers there off the power surge?
14 runs.
14 runs.
So they've gone to accelerate the run rate. They've actually, instead of power surge, they've power handbraked. They've actually gone slower. They've gone backwards.
Those stats for Dulux. Professional painters choose Dulux. Proudly brought to you by Dulux Trade Centres.
A few off the SMS. Terrific to have your engagement, by the way. Keep them coming in. We'll keep addressing them.
Liam O'Connor outside the off stump just floated that one to Jimmy Pearson, who drives through the covers for 2. Just beat the fielder at cover, short cover. I've liked, sorry to interrupt, I've liked his game tonight, Liam O'Connor.
He's been terrific. He's bowled defensively really well.
Here he is again. He's got that flat release as well. Oh, that one shot up at Jimmy Pearson as he tried to cut. Just sort of reared up at him. They didn't take a run in the end as Peter Siddle did the fielding.
Kicked up like a mule, that one. It just went to cut it away, and Wool really jumped up. It was tight to cut too. No run.
O'Connor in again, using his feet now. Pearson outside the off stump. Tried to sweep. He was miles outside the off stump, and it spun away from him even more.
What about the skill here?
Yeah.
Slower, higher, wider, and really bit off the wicket.
Yeah.
He's just a page ahead. He's a really good thinker, Liam O'Connor.
And here he is again. Oh, reverse sweeping. This will be out. Oh, no. Peter Siddle takes the catch at third man. A tough blow for the Brisbane Heaters. He rushed onto the bat of Jimmy Pearson as he tried to reverse sweep. And another wicket falls.
Well, Peter Siddle's the man there. That was a fast slider out the front. He's gone to reverse sweep it, and it bounced up. Peter Siddle's there. He's got his thumb all taped up. Travis Head could have walked back and caught that, but he said, no, yours. And Peter Siddle caught it and really caught it in his right hand, kept the left hand off it, and then just looked at him and said, hang on, mate. Like, can't you see? I've got this thumb. It's taped up.
6 for 89 now. Just a matter of when, not if now. So we're into the last of the batters. 31 best for Jack Wildermuth. 72 runs on the season. You're in a sort of a weird situation coming in when you need 109 from 38 deliveries. What do? Do you throw your hands at it, or do you try and consolidate and make sure that run rate doesn't get out of hand?
Well, that's going to be important for them. In the overall picture, that this game might be gone, but the overall, you've got to protect that run rate.
Correct.
Their run rate's negative 0.131, so it could go south in a hurry and probably rule out the chances if they're on equal points at the end of the 14 rounds, the 14 matches.
O'Connor gets his first wicket. He's bowling to Wildermuth now. Wide outside the off stump. He cuts through cover. They'll come through for a single. So 6 for 90 now. Brisbane Heat. Liam O'Connor 1 for 20. Tell you what, he's been impressive tonight.
He bowled well, actually, against the Stars at the MCG. Didn't get a wicket, none for 24.
Last ball. Oh, that one looked like it.
Googly.
Wrong it. So Liam O'Connor finishes up there, and the Heat are 6 for 90.
SEN Track is the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. And each Saturday, you're invited to join the Saturday Trackside team. Be part of the banter, the fun and the expert analysis. And of course, there's plenty of tasty horse racing tips.
Get your pens, pencils, crayons and have your form guides be ready.
With Simon O'Donnell, David Taggart and the Saturday Trackside team. Listen via the SEN app and follow the tips via Twitter at SEN_track. Saturday Trackside. This Saturday from midday on SEN Track. The new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
Telling us that Rashid Khan made 55 off 30 in an ODI for Afghanistan earlier today. They're taking on Ireland in the UAE. So he's taking his form with him. He must have got the helicopter out, surely. That is the most unbelievable shot.
Yeah, that's pretty good going.
Yeah.
Pretty good going. Bobby Nessendon, Wes Agar appears to bowl quite a heavy ball. How's it look live, and who does compare to well from the past? Now, comparing to him, how far do you want to go back, Bob? I reckon we might go back to Merv Hughes. Hits the pitch hard and he's coming at you. He's that type of bowler.
Michael Nessa back into the attack now. 14 overs gone. Nessa bowling back of a length. Beautiful delivery. Just a bit of movement in, forcing Wildermuth to just clamp down on that one. And they get a single through to point. So, tough night for the Brisbane Heat. And the Adelaide Strikers will be very happy with most of their game tonight. I don't think there was really a negative.
Been absolutely perfect.
Yep. 10 out of 10.
Absolutely perfect. 10 out of 10. The batsmen have played their role. Wetherall at the top of the order, 36 off 18. So he was striking at 200. That set a platform for then Head and obviously Carey with his great 100 as well. But they've all just contributed beautifully.
Nessa in again. Back foot. Hooking the ball there. Max Bryant. Just get a single. Haven't beaten the fielders all that much tonight and haven't really put much pressure on the field, the Brisbane Heat. Bowling's been far too good.
Again, still not an over 10. No double-figure overs. This is unbelievable.
It's a killer in this format of the game. especially when you're chasing 198.
Matt just following up. I shared my nickname a little while ago.
Short ball this time. Is that another wicket? He tries to hook the ball. It is similar to the Joe Burns one. Wildermuth getting underneath it and trying to pull. And he just gets a faint top edge through to Alex Carey. It's getting worse now for the Heat.
Wildermuth is out for 3. He looked to pull that one, the little feather through to the keeper, and the job gets done.
He's a tall man, and I'm not sure why he sort of crouched down to try and pull the ball.
Could be to get the head out the way and sort of half ducking and half pulling, but he's on his way, and it's all just going south here. The Brisbane Heat, it's happened again. It really has, and it's a real shame, but boy, they are collapsing.
7 for 92. Now, Mark Steckity to the crease.
The batting's been the downfall. In the last game, they were bowled out for 115. That was when they were at Marvel.
Yeah,
it was the Scorchers that did the job on them there, bowling them out for 115, chasing 175, and now the batting has just collapsed down.
Not a noted run scorer, 19 runs on the year. Nisa in again to Steckity. He just hoiks that one with a cross bat down to square leg. Come through for a single. So Max Bryant 9, Steckity off the mark, first ball, 7 for 93.
And just their inability to find the boundary.
Yeah,
that's just been amazing.
Yeah. They've got some serious issues at the moment. It seems as though if Chris Lynn doesn't fire, they're in all sorts.
Yeah, it's Lynn sanity or bust, isn't it? Yeah. They've really missed out.
Nisa in again, over the wicket. Full ball. Oh, that's a beautiful shot. That'll help the boundary column. 6 through cow corner for Max Bryant.
And that is a welcome sixer. Got the length he wanted. That was step hit. He lifted the back leg. The flamingo up it went and picked it up over mid-wicket. Nice clean hit.
Another boundary for the TAC. Very clean hit. We were just talking about the boundary drought. They've broken it, finally.
Second 6 of their innings.
He's got something about him, this kid. It's going to be nice to watch going forward, I think. 7 for 99. Nessa in again. Trying to cut. Shorter ball in length. And just beating the bat of Max Bryant. End of the 15th over. 7 for 99.
Red Energy is 100% owned by the mighty Snowy Hydro. And that makes us as Aussie as a barbie at Eastern Beach. We're based right here in Victoria and have been providing electricity and gas to tens of thousands of homes in Geelong for years. So if you want an energy company that's 100% Australian owned, supports Aussie jobs and is committed to supporting the economy, call our Victorian-based contact centre on 131 806 to make the switch today.
It's all going wrong for the Brisbane Heat. 7 for 99 now. Mark Steckity at the crease with Max Bryant on 15. If you're just joining us, Marnus Labuschagne out for 28. Chris Lynn for 17. Joe Denley for 15. We'll get back to that as Steckity tries to go long, but he's hit it straight down the throat of Phil Salt at long off. Another wicket falls. 8 for 99. And this could be over very shortly. Bryce McGain.
Yeah, it will be. They've got to keep going, and it's just a fait accompli in terms of the game. Put a fork in them, they are done.
Yeah.
And now it just comes down to that run rate. So it's important they do get to bat out their overs. They are 8 for 99 here. The last over, even though it had a 6 in it, it still didn't go for over in double figures. That went for 9. And they are battling. But you don't want to leave anything behind here in terms of your overs. You don't want to just hand over a whole heap of net run rate because it will come down to that in the end. So a bit of a poor decision there by Steckity.
Yep. Briggs gets his first wicket. Mitch sweeps into the crease. It's all just going wrong now for the Brisbane Heat. 8 for 99. Big fella wants to know, you looking for a game of cricket, Bryce? You could still turn the ball a long way these days.
Yeah, still enjoying bowling at training every now and again at Paran. And Matt, just checking the spelling of my nickname, Magoo. It was on the back of my T20 shirt
I got
in the first round.
We'll get back. Briggs, I was going to say Gibbs. Briggs bowling, leg side of Mitch Swepson. They come through for a leg bye. I'm starting a campaign for Bruiser.
I like that at the start, actually.
Bruiser.
I've never been called Bruiser.
Big Bruiser.
But
it's got a real macho sort of feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, yes, it does.
I heard you talking to Sam Hargraves about Magoo the other night, and I thought, we got to get you a better nickname than that. Bruiser. I'm starting a campaign. 0433 98 11 16. Let us know your thoughts. As Danny Briggs, the 100's up for the Brisbane Heat, 8 for 100. Danny Briggs in now to Swepson, who just punches that one down the ground off the back foot. It's really lost a bit of luster this game.
Yeah, it has.
Probably a long time ago, I would have thought.
It's lost its... it has. The Strikers have put the snuff out on it.
Oh, that's a full toss on the leg stump. Max Bryant just turned that one to the leg side. Come through for a single. He moves to 16 from 12 deliveries.
And look, maybe that's the message now is you got to bat out these overs. You can't just leave, even if it's just 20 runs or 5 more runs, it's going to help them.
Briggs full, lofted over the onside. And it'll just be down to point where Wes Agar mops up. It's up and over the infield.
Yeah, the uppercut cut
from Swepson. So another single off the over, wicket. One leg by, 1-1-1. Good over so far from Danny Briggs. 8 for 103. He's in again. Leg side. Max Bryant just smacks that to the square leg boundary. It's picked up, though, by Matt Renshaw. They come back for 2. Done a lot of work out there tonight, Matt Renshaw.
Yes, he's been superb.
It's the end of 16, 8 for 105.
SEN Track is the new sound of chasing, pacing and racing. And each Saturday, you're invited to join the Saturday Trackside team. Be part of the banter, the fun and the expert analysis. And of course, there's plenty of tasty horse racing tips.
Get your pens, pencils, crayons and have your form guides be ready.
With Simon O'Donnell, David Taggart and the Saturday Trackside team. Listen via the SEN app and follow the tips via Twitter at SEN_track. Saturday Trackside. This Saturday from midday on SEN Track. The new sound of chasing, pacing and racing.
8 for 105, 16 overs gone. Target of 198, well and truly out of reach.
What about big fella? When he said, you're looking for a game of cricket, Bryce, and I was in an error and I'm going, I wouldn't feel good.
I thought he was inviting you down as a marquee player to his club.
No, he said, you'll get a game for the Heat, Bryce, no problems.
Wow.
Well,
wow.
I don't know. I don't think I can help him with the batting. Big fella will be... That's a long bow to draw.
Wes Agar back into the attack now. He bowls full on the Yorker line there to Mitch Swepson, who just clamps down on it.
Agar's hungry for more poles.
3 for 18.
3 for 18. He's been superb.
Very good.
And the big wickets too. The big ones that really snuffed the game, which was that 9th over he bowled, Labuschagne and Denley. They had a partnership. He's got both them out. And then earlier on in the 3rd over of the power play, 3rd over of the innings, Chris Lynn on his way.
Certainly been a masterclass of bowling tonight. 23 years old. You'd imagine he'd go on that New Zealand tour, surely. Great opportunity for some young talent. Wes Agar in again. Just flicked off the pads of Mitch Swepson down to the fine leg boundary for 1. He had a big backlift there, Mitch Swepson, for a Yorker length delivery.
Yeah, he did. I reckon he's hit that between his feet too. It was perfect chalk. That's 2 in a row now that have actually hit the dust and the line, the paint on the line, and the puff of white chalk comes up. 2 in a row. He's just at the very top of his game, Wes Agar.
He certainly is. So the Melbourne Renegades play the Heat coming up next. You would think the Renegades on this form from the Heat, they'd be a sniff in that game. Certainly would. Wes Agar in again. Oh, Max Bryant bangs that one into the square leg boundary for 6. That is a beautiful stroke. Helped it on its way. He's proving a shining light here, Max Bryant, in an otherwise dull night at the Adelaide Oval.
And they actually missed his power hitting at the top of the order.
Yeah.
When it was time to go, they missed it. And they had Labuschagne up there, but it's not Labuschagne's strength.
No.
So they actually missed out on this sort of surge at the beginning of the innings to keep going at 10s and over, and if not above. He's doing his best now, 24 of 14 and playing a completely different role as the X Factor player down the order.
8 for 112. Agar in again. Oh, that one straying down the leg side. Full toss. He just flicks down to fine leg where O'Connor mops up. He just gets a single. 8 for 114. 25 from 15. He's much more than a X Factor player. I would have thought, Bryce, but I guess that's what it's there for. You can bring in a big hitter if you want to.
Yeah, and that's where they had gone previously. Their X Factor that they had brought in before had been James Basley as a hitter, and also he's an all-rounder. He would bowl in that second half when they'd sub out Xavier Bartlett. Went a different way this time.
Agar in again, 3 for 26 from his 3.4 overs so far. That one on the middle stump, full toss, and just hoiked away through cover. Bit of a helicopter action there by Mitch Swepson. Beat the fielder for one. He puts everything into that shot, doesn't he?
He does. Big high bat swing.
Yeah.
He can hit a big ball, actually. Swepson, and good fielding at cover. I think Weatherall's the man there, isn't he, in that hot spot? Yeah.
It was hit pretty hard, so he just parried it out to more traditional cover region where the fielder mopped up.
Agar with just one ball. He's looking for his fourth wicket and to join Jai Richardson at the top of the table.
What do you reckon?
I reckon he's a chance.
You reckon he's a chance? Bowling to Max Bryant. Where's Agar? In. He bowls on the leg stump line. It's flicked off the pads. Oh, there it is. Bryce McGain's called it beautifully. He's the equal leading wicket taker in the competition with 4 for 27. Oh, excellent stuff by Bryce McGain. Max Bryant deep in his crease, trying to get underneath it, and he hits it straight down the throat of the fielder at Cow Corner.
Well, if he wasn't there, it would have been 6. He was right on the rope. But Wes Agar gets his fourth wicket, and it's well deserved. Like, he has knocked over the top order, and then he knocks over the X Factor player in Bryant.
He certainly did.
He's been outstanding tonight.
That's a great spell of bowling. 4 for 27, that spell. Remarkable stuff from a 23-year-old. He just bangs it into the deck. He's got wickets of Lynn, Labuschagne, Burns. Did he get Burns? No, he got Denley.
Lynn, Labuschagne, Denley, and now Bryant.
Yeah. So he's got 4 of their probably most important players.
Yeah, absolutely. No, he's really... Oh, he's been superb, and he's been superb all the way through. Last game he got hit a bit, but he had to bowl a different... he had to bowl it in different times because Peter Siddle wasn't there and the balance was not quite right. He went to that role. Now he can still be the attacker.
Yeah.
And, well, the crowd are bowing down to him. They're giving him...
They certainly are.
The bowing hands.
Peter Siddle into the attack now. He executes it. Damn good Yorker there. Nice and full. Xavier Bartlett into the attack. It's not been the night for the Brisbane Heat. 9 for 114. 3 overs to go. 84 needed. That's irrelevant now. Siddle in again. Can he get the final wicket? Full on the off-stump line. Bartlett just slicing that one over cover. Weatherall picking up an extra cover. And they come through for a single. It's been a mighty performance from the Adelaide Strikers, and one that might really resurrect them back up into the finals race. Because they are a tough team to play against when they're up and going.
Absolutely. And the additions make them so much stronger. You know, to factor out the players they're missing.
Siddle. Oh, he might have got the final wicket. Oh, you are kidding me!
Classic.
Michael Nessa with one hand, diving to his left. That is an amazing way to end the game. Peter Siddle takes the wicket, and it's all over.
Michael Nessa had to run about 15 metres. He was going to his left. He was running, he was sprinting, and he just dived horizontal at the circle.
It was a cross-seam delivery. Mitch Swepson tried to loft it over the offside, and he's dived full stretch. That is a classic catch if I've ever seen one in my life. Peter Siddle stoked. That is a remarkable bit of cricket right there, and it wins the game. for the Adelaide Strikers.
Absolutely outstanding and a comprehensive win by 82 runs, the Adelaide Strikers, and that's how you get the job done. You post a big total and you bowl perfectly, and that's what they've done. Wes Agar, 4 for 27.
Yeah, good
Peter
figures.
Siddle, 3 for 13.
Liam O'Connor, I liked his work, 1 for 20 off 4. Alex Carey, the story of the night, 101 from 62 deliveries. Jake Weatherald with 36. 5 for 197, the Adelaide Strikers. And then for the second consecutive time, the Brisbane Heat have been bowled out for 115, Bryce.
And disappointing and big question marks on where they're at now. They've headed south and unfortunately they've lost their last one against the Scorchers. They did, bowled out for 115, and this time chasing runs, they've really struggled, and all the way through their lineup there was a few starts in there, but no one really went onto it, and no one really with that power. Lynn a bit at the top, but they just struggled to hit boundaries.
Yeah, just really wasn't the night for them. And as I said just before, it might be the night that the Adelaide Strikers get their mojo back. They were comprehensively beaten by the Melbourne Stars in their last game by 111 runs, and now an 82-run win here at home. That's a confidence builder right there.
And a big boost to their net run rate.
Yes.
This puts them up to 4th on the table, in behind the Sixers, Scorchers, Stars, and then the Strikers are in there with a couple of games up their sleeve as well.
We're going to get to a break. It's a post-game show on Big Bash Nation for McDonald's. The new crispy barbecue McOz, an Aussie Angus burger, has arrived at Macca's.
Hey, it's Matt McKeldin.
And I'm Steve Johnson.
And we're the hosts of The Driver's Seat, Australia's #1 motorsport radio show.
Each week we go through all the big news stories and chat to some of the biggest names in supercars.
Here with Mark Winterbottom.
We're pumped, ready to go.
Davey Reynolds here.
Got a Sonic the Hedgehog phone cover. It's mad, eh?
Jamie Whincup. Welcome back to The Driver's Seat. Feels good. Feels good to be back.
Plus, you can catch up and get all the exclusive interviews first on the Driver's Seat app.
Get radio's #1 motorsport show on your smartphone. Thanks to Kubota, building Australia.
Bash Nation, we've just seen an 80